Welcome to the Land of the Creeps, episode 100. Freaking 100. I'm your host, Greg Mortis, straight from Wilmington, North Carolina. And look at Sean getting all close up in there. Boy, I'm telling you, I'm hoping you are watching this on video and listening on audio. Because I have no clue. We're attempting to make this epic 100 congratulation episode be video and audio. So if you're seeing the video, excellent. If you're not, just ignore our shenanigans that you can't see anyways. But anyways, thank you so much. 100 freaking episodes. I cannot believe this shit, man. I'm unbelievably humbled, proud, and whatever else you can say. You can see all our faces around here except for one, and I'm going to introduce them. Let's go ahead and bring in our host, and then I'll go into some speeches I want to make. But first off, let's go to my left-hand man. I always talk about my left hand, my right hand, my center hand, my rear hand. My other hand. It's none other than Haddonfield Hatchet himself, Sean Davis. What's up, SD?
I'm still not doing video.
You are doing video. You're recording right now, as a matter of fact.
I'm not doing it.
You are. Well, you may not be. It may not be seen. Damn, look at all that hair you got on your head.
Great.
What do you think? Sean sitting here pimping, popping?
Well, it's a good thing. Hey, just hope and pray that I don't stand up
No.
in the middle of this.
Let me see the shirt. Let me see the shirt. Look at that, fans. How badass is that? Where'd you get the Halloween? He's wearing a Halloween. For those that's not watching video, he's got his Halloween shirt on. Was that from Fright Rags?
Yes, that's the fancy box set that they had a couple years ago.
Freaking phenomenal. I'm going old school, fans. I'm going, look at this. Creepture Feature Horror Show. If you're seeing that and you have been with Greg and Mortis since day one of podcasting, you'll remember me from Creepture Feature Horror Show. I'm supporting it.
I just remember that we did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre films. Me, you, Doc, and that other dude.
Yeah.
And I still blame you for having to watch part 4.
You know, technically, fans, this is
And then I blame Justin.
Yeah. You know, technically, this is like my 150th episode because I think I had close to 50 on Creature Feature, something like that. So there you go. Yeah. But it is officially 100 on LOTC, baby. Very excited. So let's go ahead and go over up north. We're going to go to PA. You can't see them, but you're definitely hearing them. And it is the Encyclopedia of Knowledge himself, Dr. Shock. What's up, Doc?
Hey, Greg. How's it going? Great to be here for 100. Yeah, I can't get the video. I work off my son's laptop here, and the video just doesn't work. But hey, I'm glad to be here anyway. And I think, Sean, I remember having to see that piece of shit movie twice.
Oh, we've had to do it twice.
Yeah, for Greg's podcast, and I will never watch that.
Yeah,
Justin is to blame. Next generation.
Justin is to blame the second go round.
Next generation will never be seen again.
No, that's been retired to the shit heap.
Nah, well, I'm going to rewatch it eventually, man, just for the hell of it.
Yeah, you just got way too much time on your hands.
Well, you know, it's fun. Jesus. It's fun, Doc. It's fun. Mechanical leg and all.
No.
Okay.
I won't be rewatching.
If you say so.
Yeah, I'm not going to rewatch it. But Doc is on. He is going to pop off for a few minutes, fans, because he's got to do some errands, and then he's going to pop back on. So you will not be hearing Doc for a little bit.
As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna head out now, and I'll as soon as I'm back on, I'll jump back in and join in the wherever you guys are.
That's cool. So Doc, thank you for popping on, and we'll see you and hear you here in a few minutes.
See you in a little. All right, take care.
All right, buddy. All right, now we're gonna go up north to El Canada, and the newest member, even though she's fucking been on forever with us now, and it is my lucky charm, my gal. It is Jessie Robbins. What's up, all the way from Canada?
What's up?
Girl, look at you looking over there all spiffy and stuff.
I'm so excited. I had to get all dressed up.
What's up with that? I was picking on you because the backsplash you have behind your back there. I sell that stuff where I work, fans. It's freaking awesome. That's the first thing. Sean, you've got it in your living room, I believe, or your kitchen.
Our old house, we don't have it now. The old house, it wasn't tile or glass tile. It was stone, air stone.
Yeah. It's freaking awesome. So, Jessie, how you been, girl?
I've been good. Been very good.
Man, everybody gets to see you now. What are you drinking?
It's Pommies.
Pommies? What the
heck? That? Do you guys have that where you're
Canadian? Hold it up so I can see it.
Oh, Caledon, Ontario. It's cider. It's like a dry cider, though, so it's not like real sweet.
I'm drinking some San Andreas. Here, let me get it close for you.
It's probably got Dr. Pepper in it.
It does have Dr. Pepper in it, damn it. Sean
Maybe
knows me
someone
too
drinking alcohol.
well. Nobody knows me like Sean. I
Well, you
swear.
did kill a snake today too. so-
Fans, I killed a fucking snake today. I had my little nephew over, and he comes in, and he's like, Uncle Greg, there's a snake. And fans, man, that's badass, Sean. I fucking panic because I don't like snakes. But here I am trying to be gung-ho in front of my little nephew, barefooted, shovel in hand, going through a yard, trying to find it, walk up on it. Let me tell you, 3, 2, 1, whack. That shit be gone.
Still doesn't pale in comparison or make any resemblance to killing it with a samurai sword.
No, you got the kick for that. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
But very excited. We are going to have Justin Beam hopping on. He's at work, and as soon as he gets home, he's going to be hopping on. So very excited about that. But for right now, this is the crew. I did want to go over a few things for our episode 100. I'm just calling it Epic 100. That's what I'm calling this episode because, man, it's because of you, the fans, that we are right here doing what we're doing. And I took a little notes. I don't normally do this, but let me start with our original cast. We originally started out with myself, of course, Sean Haddonfield Hatchet, and the one and only, God rest his soul, Bruno. And that was the original cast. And then, unfortunately, we lost Bruno due to that fucking C-word cancer. And what a sad day that was. But we did welcome in at one time. We had Wolfman Josh, who's now on the horror movie podcast with Jay of the Dead and, of course, Dr. Shock. And he does a tremendous job. Wolfman was with us for a brief time. And, of course, we had Dr. Shock then that we added on. And Doc and I go way back to Planet Macabre days and different things. So we've always loved Dr. Shock. And then we brought in, I'm telling you, the lovely Jesse Robbins. Blush. Let me see it, Jesse.
You get too dark for some reason.
We wanted a little more flavor, and what did we get? We got Jesse, the Canadian sass. Is that pretty good? Is that pretty good? You'll take that?
I'll take it.
Okay, I was trying to be nice.
Canadian sass.
Nice. But that's
Glad
original.
you added the S.
Absolutely. So 100 episodes. Listen to this, fans. We have officially reviewed at least 510 movies. Now, with that was with all our regular movie reviews. It was when we was doing our Slash from the Stash, and Haddonfield had the Meat Locker, and Dr. Shock was doing his. So adding all that, we did 510 movies up to date.
Now is that including all the movies that we just bullshit
No.
randomly talk about? Yeah, then it's well over 1,000.
What I physically done, fans, was went to every post that I put on Land of the Creeps, and I numbered and counted each one of them. And if you don't believe me, here are some of my notes. And I know you can't see this, but literally like episode 1 all the way through, I put how many movies I'd listed on the post. So it probably is close to 1,000. On top of that, listen to this, Sean, our 9-hour episode 28. If you've not listened to it, go back in the show notes, find episode 28, which was our live 9-hour horror-a-thon. Sean, I didn't mention how many fucking movies we did during that episode. No,
So I lost count.
Oh, dude.
It originally started out we were going to do all the Halloweens, and then it just turned into a clusterfuck.
Of movie talking with, man, I don't know how many guests we had on.
There was like 20-something of us online at one point in time together.
My notes, Jess. You see this? I've got this for a reason, fans, because along with the 9-hour horror-a-thon, I am doing this, fans, for celebration. All this is the list of people, whether it be celebrities or guest host or whatever. I've got your name right here. Bam, right on here. So let me start it off. These are people that we've either interviewed or they have special guests on this podcast, and I've got to name them off. Herschel Gordon Lewis. H.G. Lewis was our first interview on Land of the Creeps, and you know him as the Godfather of Gore. Fuck yes. How about this one, Sean? You hooked this one up. Uncle Creepy Steve Barton. Dread Central, baby.
We shared the same birthday.
Yes, you do. And Steve's kick-ass, Uncle Creepy. My buddy Michael Neal from the Drive-In Horror Show. And
Awesome, dude.
he is awesome. And Infinite Santa. Man, you can't beat it. Adam Green, 2 occasions. twice. Laura Catalina Ortiz from Holliston, also the Hills Have Eyes remake. Kenny Caperton from the Myers House NC numerous times. Kenny's badass. Check out Honey Spider. I got to say this as we're starting this podcast. It's just been announced that Kenny has gotten worldwide distribution now from Midnight Releasing. So they have hooked him up, and they're going to be releasing Honey Spider hopefully by the end of this year. And so you want to check Honey Spider out. That was a flick I had about a 2-minute part in. Also, another good friend of ours through Kenny Caperton, which is Michael Sharp. He's done some short films. Kick-ass dude living in L.A. now. What's up, Michael? Sean, this one, buddy. Todd Farmer. How many fucking times has Todd been on?
2 or 3. I know we did My Bloody Valentine, Drive. We did a My Bloody Valentine commentary, a Drive Angry commentary, and then I think we did just a random interview with him.
Yeah. So that's Todd Farmer, man. Kick-ass dude. Erica Rhodes, who's now, she was the actress, but she's doing a lot of stand-up now. She's doing a hell of a job in stand-up. Sean Clark. The Vicious Brothers. What about that one, man? Remember the Vicious Brothers from, it's slipping me now. The damn, the damn handheld footage, Grave Encounters. There you go, Grave Encounters. Number 2. Peter Dukes, one you hooked us up with, Sean. Director. Jamie McRoberts, a.k.a. Strebo. What's up, Strebo? Straight from Mad Monster. What's up, buddy? April Washko, who I've had on numerous times. Douglas A. Plometallo. Can't remember. He was on our 9-hour megathon. Paul Cram, actor Paul Cram, who's a kick-ass dude. He's been on our 9-hour marathon. Michael Metagalia. There I go, Jesse. You know I butchered. Fans, you can see how I butcher this shit if you're watching this on video. Hopefully you are.
She fixed the light.
Oh, damn, look at that.
Yeah.
What the fuck's that?
I have a lamp now.
Nice.
Does it look horrible? I don't know.
No, it looks perfect.
Okay.
Perfect, girl.
You're like me. You have the glare of the computer screen.
Yeah. The fans are doing this.
There it is.
Check this one out, Sean. You hooked us up with this one. Who cannot forget our interview with one of the greatest screen queens, Danielle Harris. That's all I gotta say. Danielle Harris. Stephen C. Miller from Silent Night, and he's got his new flick coming out. Stephen C. Miller, freaking awesome dude. B.J. McDonnell. I'm gonna say this real quick, Sean. This is for you, buddy. Don't say fucking shit now. Bill Shetty, Gray, The Dark Hours, Boss Butcher. Boss Butcher. Oh, Boss Butcher and Bloody Lizzie from Terror Troop, man. We love Boss Butcher and Bloody Lizzie. Midnight Corey, Maven Jamie, our buddy Justin Beam, who's going to be on here shortly. Insane Mike from the Membrane, all the way from Attack the Killer podcast.
Justin's kind of like a member.
Justin is a member fan.
Yeah, so I don't know if we can count him as a guest. He's like the 5th guy, 4th person, 2nd. I mean, I actually think he should take over being host.
He should. He honestly should. I'm handing over my badge.
I know better than that. This is our baby.
This is our baby. But Insane Mike and Jason Bollinger from Attack Killer Podcast. Kick-ass podcast if you don't listen. Tomahawk from The Cutting Room. Shane Bundy we had on our Kiss episode, Sean. Brooke Lewis, man, one of my actress friends. Tyler Main and Renee Geerlings. You did do that one. Tyler Main's kick-ass.
It took forever, but I got it.
We've had him twice, by the way.
Yeah. It took forever, but we did
it.
It
did take forever. Did an interview with a guy from The Grave. Kick-ass flip, but Gonzalo Lopez Gallego. Nasty Will. Who I've got to say this, we love Will, man. Nasty Will's kick-ass. He wants to come on the episode, Jesse, when we review Babadook, because he's with me as Sean. It's Baba shit to him.
Oh, serious?
It's called the Baba Poop.
Baba
You guys
Poop.
are the only people in the world, I swear.
Well, no, I don't think we are.
No, I think we're in the majority. I think
you.
you're in the minority.
I'm going to put it out on Twitter, and I'm like, if you do not like the movie Babadook, please retweet and hashtag.
Make it sound biased, because then you're gonna have people that are just like, I want to do it, Sean Davis.
Well, exactly, because we're awesome.
No, I mean, if that's what they want to do.
Hey, but Nasty Will said he has got to be on episodes. We'll probably make it happen. Who else have we had? We have had, check this one out. This is when I interviewed Duke himself, old John Schneider. Fucking kick-ass dude. Douglas Tate. We love Douglas Tate. Kick-ass. Nathan Toll from Pumpkin Cinema, the book he wrote. And Nathan's been on numerous times, and we love Nathan. Sean, you're going to love this one. Stevie Kachuk Jr. Stevie, my boy, my PA boy. What's up? My New Jersey boy. What's up?
He hooked us up with Adam Green autographs.
Check his shit out. Let me show you. If you're not, like I said, if we're not seeing video, you don't know what I'm doing right now. If you are seeing video, you can see my damn autograph of Adam Green there. Yeah, check that shizzle out.
See, mine doesn't say never give up. I think mine thanks for having me on LOTC or something like that.
Yeah, what's up with that shit?
Well, you know.
Because that's the way you roll.
Even though you're the only one he's talked to, but.
It is what it is. We're going to try to make it happen. Adam Green, I know you're watching this because Adam Green watches us or listens to us regularly. Y'all know that. And
yeah, I wish.
I do too, because if he did. Hey, I take credit. I think it was because of Land of the Creeps podcast he started Movie Crypt, because he didn't podcast till I interviewed him. So there you go.
I'm pretty sure that
he probably figured, shit, man, if he can do it, I know I can.
Yeah. So.
Motherfucker. Anyways, all right. So we got Stevie Kachuk, Josh Hasty, who directed, helped produce the movie Honey Spider with Kenny Capert and Josh Kickass. He just got through filming the documentary of Rob Zombie's 31. So Josh Kickass. Our buddy Matt McDaniel, Slasher Matt, who's on an episode, and now he does Killer Flicks podcast with a guy by the name of Larry Walsh, who I've got a audio message I'm going to play right here in a couple minutes from Larry. He's kick-ass. Suze Lanier Bramlett, who we had on, thanks to Brooke Lewis. Suze was in the original Hills Have Eyes. She was on numerous things. Welcome Back, Carter, and some other stuff. We had Lisa Norvell Owens, Andrew Devoff, the Wishmaster himself, Carmela Hazlett Grillo, Levi Olson, our buddy Levi, Montana Marks, and Jill Six Gershvarni. Is that pretty good, Jesse?
No.
Okay, I can't say her name. Jill
Gizion.
She's kicking ass, man. I really appreciate Jesse hooking us up with that. That was freaking awesome. I do want to mention, too, as you are now, like, fucking 20 minutes into this episode, I gotta say, did you like the new intro that I have to this episode? The audio. I have totally changed it up, guys and gals. Jesse and Sean sitting here looking at me like I'm fucking stupid because they ain't even heard it. But I do want to thank Graveyard Boulevard.
Just so you know, we look at you like that all the time.
It's not true.
It is.
She's looking at you like, I can see her, and she's like...
Well, I do want to thank Abby Norman.
I can like almost see you and like see me in your glasses. No, you can't. Nah. Let's all.
Yeah, let's hold our glasses up, fans.
No, you can just see my smudged. Mine are like the least glary ones.
I know. What's up with that? But I do got to say thank you, Abby Normal from Graveyard Boulevard. I talked to Abby, and he gave us permission to use his music. So we do want to say a special thank you to him for allowing us to do that. And I'm checking my phone right now, fans, because it looks like I might have a message from JB. We doing this, or is he on right now, fan? Or I guess y'all don't know, but I'm going to check. As we're talking, I'm messaging Justin to see if he's ready. Let me... live shit, man. What is up with this?
All I know is here in about an hour, we may have another guest.
Another guest.
It may only be audio.
Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
I've got something to play right here, fans. I've got to do this. And, of course, Justin ain't messaging me back right at the moment. So, here we go. This was a special, and I've got some other announcements, but this is something I wanted to play. I mentioned about Larry Walsh, and Larry sent us a voice message. Whoop. Hey, Quit. Cut it. I don't want to play it.
And here it is.
Here, I'm going to play this through my phone because I tried it on the computer and it just didn't go through where they can hear it. I want everybody to hear it. But this was a message sent to me by Larry Walsh for episode 100. So here you go, fans. Live.
This is Larry Walsh, a.k.a. Walshy, from the Killer Flicks Horror Movie Podcast. Let me just say, first of all, thank you. Thank each and every one of you guys for what you do. You might not think you mean anything to anybody, and you might not realize that you do have huge fans outside of, you know, the podcast world, and I consider myself one of them. To be honest, I'm a raging fan, especially of your podcast. The thank you goes out to each and every one of you, even on your special hosts that you had and guests. I absolutely love every second of every episode you guys do. I want you to really realize this and know the meaning in this message. I absolutely love it. I wait for every episode, impatiently I may add, just to hear the next review and hear a couple great people BS about what I love. I got into podcasting a long time ago, and I'd never forget it. I was looking for, maybe there's a horror movie podcast out there. Maybe they'll talk about some movies that I love. Enter LOTC, The Land of the Creeps. I think it was episode 5. Don't hold me to that, but it was a long time ago. And I remember playing it. Ever since I pressed play on that first episode, I have been a fan. I have listened to every single one. Believe that. Every single episode. I can't thank you enough for the enjoyment that you give me out of this. It might sound mushy, but I'm just being honest here, and I want you guys to know how much it means to me when you do your show. 100 episodes. Wow. What an incredible, incredible feat you guys reached. That is just absolutely amazing. Do you realize how much work Greg and Mortis must put in to get to 100 episodes? Man, I am just so happy you guys made it to 100. And I'm praying you get to 200, 300, 400. Hell, make it 1,000. Because you know I'll be listening to every single one. Like I said, thank you. But even more importantly, congratulations. Congratulations. I truly do love what you guys do. Keep rocking on. Keep doing what you do. I'll always be there listening. This is Walshy out.
You hear that fucking shit. Dude, I'm not going to lie about this. Larry, I know you're listening, buddy. You don't know that I actually had tears going down my cheeks the first time I listened to that boy. And I ain't lying. I'm about tearing up again. That shit's what we do this for. I mean, honestly, Sean, you know it. Jesse, you know it. Podcasting is probably one of the thankless jobs you'll ever do. It's free, it's fun, it's entertaining, but other than fan reaction from Facebook and shit, you don't see the reactions of people. So you're like, Sean, we talk about it all the time. We got 4 listeners. We got 5.
We may have 6.
Just that one listener and Larry Walsh, you just made it worthwhile. Right, Jesse?
Yeah, that was really sweet.
I mean, I'm telling you, that was from the hip, from the heart. So fucking loved it. Larry, you're the bomb. And right at this moment, I'm going to click a button right here, and I'm going to add somebody, and hopefully that video is going to pop right up, and you're going to see an extra face pop up here. And it's spinning, and it's spinning, and I don't know if this is showing on video, but look at that! Look at this! There's JB! Look at
Sean, what is that? Wait a minute. He's not moving.
Sean,
that son of a bitch.
He's moving, see, he's fucking... Fans.
He's actually on. That's amazing.
It's
wow.
Fucking,
Look at
no,
you,
if it
Sean.
wasn't, it was going to be a donkey.
It was going to be a donkey, fans, because Sean has like drove my nerves to the T with all this. I'm not going to prepare. I'm not going to do this. And fans, I have been so fucking on nerves. And Sean said, I'm not doing video. I'm like, oh, you got to do video. I fucking won't.
It's hilarious.
I didn't prepare.
He didn't prepare. But look.
Actually, I did, but I didn't email it to myself at home. So it's on the computer at first.
Well, fans, we got Justin Beam the man, the myth, the legend. And there's JB himself. If you're watching now, there again, you may not be watching, so you're just hearing us talk about video a lot. But there's JB. What's up, JB?
What's up, guys? I spilled orange juice all over my fridge as soon as I got home. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what took longer. Sorry.
Hey, dedication that he comes straight from work to just hop right on.
That's right.
Fucking sick.
And he still has product in his hair.
We want to welcome Justin to the show and tell him that we are already done for the night. We appreciate you hopping on, Justin.
I can't do it. I have nothing.
I do want to ask before I go to some more notes. Fans, should I put my hat on? My Halloween hat? Check that shit out.
How are you going to know what they're saying?
You're asking fans?
Yeah. Should I wear the evil has no, evil never dies? Nah. If you're watching this shit, this is live in about 2 weeks. Actually, in a week, fans.
You keep saying live. I don't know if you know what that means.
Well, yeah, it is live.
It is
for
live.
us four.
Oh, the four horsemen. Doc will be hopping back on, JB, so he had to step out. But anyways.
And a guest.
I did mention some things there, Justin, that you were not able to catch up on, unfortunately. But I just mentioned about what I've told you off on there about the 510 movies, numerous guests we had, and Sean's already mentioned that you are an official member of LOTC, whether you like it or not. I mean, you've been on how many? Like half of them, so.
It's an honor, you guys. It's always been so fun. I love being on the show, and to be a part of this is really something cool. So thank you.
Sick. It's sick. I just had my Skype pop up with Insane Mike Saunders online. Look at that shit.
Bring him on.
Insane Mike. So I would love to. So fans, what we're going to do this episode, I've been talking a lot of notes and shit, and I do want to thank you once again. What we're going to be doing tonight is I went on Facebook several weeks ago, almost probably a month or so ago, and asked the fans to give us suggestions for what you'd want us to do for episode 100. Let me tell you, it's been a grueling time. I have listened. I have wrote down everybody's responses on Facebook. I know you can't read this shit. My handwriting's sloppy. Bam. I'm talking 3 pages and a back of
no need for copy and paste. No time for that.
For that shit.
No.
I've got everybody's suggestions right here. And what we have done is we're going to try to attempt to answer most of these suggestions that are able to be spoke. Some of these are like asking us to review certain movies that we're not going to do this episode, but we'll do it in the future. But we did pick one main topic. And the winner of that main topic, and you get jack shit from us except we picked yours, and that's Slasher Matt. Our main review or our main episode is actually from Matt McDaniel's suggestion, old Slasher Matt from Killer Flicks. He wanted us to pick one movie from each decade for the past 100 years. Each movie to be presented by a significance to the horror genre, i.e., starting with 20, he's got 29, but I don't think that was 29. I got it as 1922. But anyway, Nosferatu, and working its way all the way, etc., up to the present. So we have took your suggestion, Matt, and we're going to run with that one. What we're going to do, fans, is pick from the 20s all the way up to present. One movie each of us is going to pick one that we felt will not be our favorite movies by any means, I don't think. But it will be one of the movies we felt like kind of changed the horror world at the time. And that's our picks. So that's what we're going to do. I just burped, excuse me. Yeah, check that shit out.
You're disgusting.
Well, I listen to a radio station local, and he does it, so why the fuck can't I do it? I mean, he's not a star either. So that's what we did.
We've only got 6 listeners. Now we are back down to 3.
If you look really quick, you can see my answers to what I've done. But that is going to be our main review section, is picking a movie from each decade. But I am going to individually read every one of these fucking suggestions also. Y'all know that I have wrote them down. And we'll try to pass around the buck on some of them and let everybody give their piece on it. But let's go ahead and start. Man, we've been recording for fucking 30 minutes, guys, and I hadn't even got started yet. So let's get this shit started. 100, JB. What do you got to say about that?
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
What do you got to say about 100, JB?
That's a milestone. I mean, that's like when you started talking about the episode, I was like, what? There's no bigger first milestone for you guys than this. But you had your other show. How far did that get?
Yeah, I was trying to remember. I think it was almost 50, it seems like. For some reason, I got 50. I can't remember. So I'm technically probably around 150 some, but anyways.
All right. And that's nice. And I think Sean's probably watched the movies on about 5 of them. So.
Hey, JB,
I mean, you know,
see
I
that
call
shirt,
it like I
JB?
see it. Don't make me watch shit.
Shit. But we got to watch shit. But here we go. Let's read off these suggestions. I don't know how many there were, but these were on our Facebook, my personal page, on our group page, and our fan page. And here we go, fans. Hold on. I literally have written, so if yours is not called out, then you done it right after we're recording. So there you go. Buddy, William Jason Erskine. Jason does Darkness Pines out of South Carolina. It's a haunted trail, and it's fucking kick-ass, and Jason's going to help me film my movie, hopefully really, really fucking soon, so Jason's kick-ass. But he told us to do a top 10 from each of us, but not Halloween 1 through 8 and Rob Zombie's version, LOL. Damn it, Sean, we're out.
No, I don't care. That's
fucking out. We just can't do a top 10 without it because that's
my
top 10. No, I mean, that's one of those, JB. My top 10, of course, is always going to be Halloween. But other than that, I mean, I love The Entity from 1982. I love that with Barbara Hershey. I think it's a really creepy-ass flick that I think still holds up. And they're talking about remaking it. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever. It won't be better than the original. But I mean, you got to throw that one in my top. Of course, The Thing, John Carpenter's. Of course, Jaws, The Shining, the typical Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Those are like, Motel Hell. Those are kind of my top 10s, and they do kind of fluctuate from time to time. Just depends on my mood. But how about you there, JB? If you could kind of list off just a few. You don't have to do them in order or nothing, but.
Oh man, well that's my list tonight. Like talking about the decades, going through top 10. How do you do that?
Okay,
I've always been terrible at these list things, and tonight's no different. Where my list is so complicated, and there's so many variations in it. There's not just one movie for each decade. Anyway, so it'll be tough without breaking into this. So when I think of favorite movies, what I always default to, I don't think of like best. I think of the stuff I watch the most.
Yeah.
Or maybe what I last watched, and there's a lot of movies that are comfort food for me that I put in over and over and over again. Those are what I consider to be my favorites. Well, so it doesn't mean that I think it's the most groundbreaking. It just means it's the stuff that I watch the most.
Well, you just Scream 2's got to be there because you just did your screening online last week.
Yeah, I like Scream 2. I don't have a problem with it, but it wouldn't be in my
I missed that one.
You missed that. I hopped on. Justin does this online screening thing on Facebook. So if you don't follow Justin Beam on Facebook, please do. And but anyways, he does these online, and you can chat while you watch it. And he did Scream and Scream 2. I missed Scream, but I did hop on for Scream 2.
We also got Scream 3 in there.
Oh man, I missed that one too because it was like
5
o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was pretty late. It was a late night. It was a great crowd though. There was a lot of people in there.
Some amazing people, man. I met some nice people, so that's really cool. Couple fans that I didn't even know about, JB.
Yeah, everyone knows LOTC.
Everybody knows. It was cool, Sean. I'm on there, and Justin introduced, Greg and Mortis is in the house, and everybody's like, LOTC, and I'm like, what the fuck? Damn.
So we've got like 10 listeners.
I feel like we got 7 at least. So. But anyways, Jesse, what would you do if you broke down like your top 10 kind of deal?
I know, like, the 2 that have to be on my top 10 are going to be The Changeling and Burnt Offerings.
Burnt Offerings, was that not recently released on Blu-ray? Got a reason to believe that?
I don't know. That's an MGM thing, I believe.
Yeah, it seems like somebody released that. May have been Scream Factory. Hell, I don't remember.
I love it, though.
Now, you talking Changeling, you're talking about the one with George C. Scott, correct?
Yeah, not the Angelina Jolie one.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, exactly. Not that one. No,
hey, Justin.
Those are going to be definitely top 2. And then,
yeah.
I don't know, I love The Shining, and just ones that, like, kind of stick with me, or movies that I know that I can watch again and again and not get bored of them.
Babadook.
I liked Babadook.
All right, I missed that discussion, didn't I?
Oh, we're going to do that for a future episode.
You can come back for that one because if you like it, then you can take her side. Then it'll be 3 on 2.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it's bad as shit to me. But anyways, how about you, Sean, for a top 10 other than Halloween?
Halloween?
Other than Halloween.
It's the number one.
It is. I mean, it's got to be.
I can't. It's always going to be my number one. I'm sorry, this guy. He can't put a restraint on me. It's not going to happen. I mean, it'll change. Yeah, that's right.
Just saying. We live and breathe Halloween, Sean and I. Justin too. I mean, it just don't fucking get no better, man.
I mean, it changes. Like Universal.
Yeah.
Some of the Universal films are going to be in there, which I'm sure that all of them will come up.
Oh yeah. There's not a doubt in my mind they're not coming up.
You know, the original Friday 13th to me. Bobble, 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 bobble.
Frankie says, "Pick me, pick me."
But see, now I'm having to look over here and go, all right, okay, yeah, it's just going to change.
Nice.
I mean,
It does. Mine too.
You know, the number one is always going to be Halloween,
Never.
But the other 9,
they can fluctuate. Motel Hell will be in my top 5 of all time, always.
I enjoy it,
but it'll fluctuate. It is what it is. So there you go. So thank you, William Jason Erskine. You're the man. Good luck with Darkness Pines, dude. I know he's kicking ass with that right now. Hector Santana Jr. Jesse, you know Hector. Hector comments a lot on our Facebook, and we love Hector. Hector put on this one. He said 80s franchise flicks like Poltergeist, The Evil Dead, Prom Night, Maniac Cop, etc. So we will be looking into doing these, Hector. I believe we've already done Poltergeist, I believe. For some reason, I think we have.
I think we did.
If we didn't, we need to. The Evil Dead. Seemed like we've done the Evil Deads.
We did do the Evil Deads because PA was on there.
That's right. Pompous Ass.
Yeah, Pompous Ass.
Prom Nights we totally need to do there. If we haven't already done that in JB, I know you'd want to be on that one.
I don't think we've done those.
Maniac Cop would be another one. So good suggestions, Hector. Thank you, buddy. We'll look at putting them into the next few episodes. All right, now how about Boss Butcher Eric Cornell himself? He said, I want you guys to envision your own custom-designed, perfect horror films. Not necessarily in great detail, just the idea. Holy shit, boss. Can you put on a more weighty experience of a question than that? This was for you, Boss Butcher. No, I love that question. I mean, for me, just a perfect horror film, there's really, to me, other than Halloween, there's no perfect film, so it'd be kind of hard to, JB, you get what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to say a perfect film. To me, it would just have to be something that kind of has that flair that I love. I grew up a slasher fan, so I'm obviously a slasher fan by heart. So my perfect film's going to revolve around the slasher element. Definitely, it would have to be zero CGI. I want all practical effects. I want it to be a lot of action, a lot of scare, not the cheap cat jump scare bullshit. I mean, I'm talking real scares. I mean, that's just in general, some kind of good slasher. I'd love to be able to create a new Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, Ghostface. I'd like to be able to create the next generation of slashers. But how about you over there, JB? Not to throw you off at the wolves.
I would love to get a bunch of people together and divide up the money. Just give them a space and just let them shoot something. Like write something on the fly, shoot it on the fly, have effects and all the crew that they need for maybe 3 or 4 crews. But a lot of the people who just don't have the means to make film but have great concepts never have the chance to exercise those muscles. And I think that would be really cool and really raw and like honest.
Yeah.
To have something created in that way. To just, have a warehouse space that's full of a bunch of different sets and things, and just let people go nuts on it and have fun. I can't think of anything that I would do ideally because I'm so hard on everything that I do, that writing wise and everything, that I can't ever really enjoy it. So I love this stuff too much to do it myself. And so I wouldn't want to taint it with my own idea of what should be in there. I would just say, go create something cool and come back.
We are our toughest critics. It'd kind of be like being able to have the set from the Universal era. To how they had the sets and you were able to go in after year, man, and just make your fucking movies, man. It'd be awesome. I like that. How about you, Sean?
I don't know. I mean, it's like
Boss Butcher.
Yeah, damn him.
My mom's watching this. I'm sorry, Mom.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
My mom's watching this. Oh my god. Stop watching.
Does your mom watch? Does your mom listen to the show?
Oh no. No, she might watch this
Hey,
one. Though.
Mom. Hey,
my
Jesse's
God.
mom. Hey, Mom. I've said hello to her, by the way. Hello.
That's funny. I just honestly, I couldn't tell you for sure. Like, I would just want to make a movie and like somebody will watch it and somebody like it.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I should have to, the added pressure of writing a film, having the film made, and then trying to, either I'm trying to figure out how to say it. Like, fuck, what's the word? Can't say it. I don't want to do shit that's already been done.
Yeah.
But I don't want to like, I just want to make a movie. I mean, it don't have to be perfect. It just at least one person has to like it.
I mean,
that's you.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if it comes from your heart and it's everything that you wanted it to be, then you've done it. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's my film.
Yeah.
Nobody else likes it. I made the film. Yeah. And that's why, I do shit on a lot of movies, but you know what? They've made movies. I've not.
Right.
So they've done it. So, I mean, that if I shit on a movie, it's just my opinion. Other people may like the film, but.
Babadook.
Yeah, fuck that. No, I don't. No, that movie is the exception.
Yeah. Are we talking Babadook again?
Yeah.
But I can like it.
You can. And everybody's films they like are different.
That's what makes podcasts.
And that's what I've always said. I mean, you've got your, maybe it's wrong, but I'm just kidding. But everybody's got their own thing that they like. Yeah. Like, I love Halloween. There's a lot of people that don't think Halloween's a great film.
Yeah, Justin. I mean, not Justin, but Doc will tell you. Doc will tell you right away. Halloween's not his favorite film. I mean, it's not even, I think, in his top 5.
And see, Texas Chainsaw Massacre for me, not. I mean, it's okay, but it's not something that, like, oh, it's the fucking greatest. No, it's not.
Halloween, baby.
Yeah.
Halloween, baby.
And the whole debate of this versus that, and but it all boils down to filmmakers. They make films. Writers write. And there's interpretation with all of it. And if I don't like it, you've made the movie. I haven't.
Yeah. I'd be scared.
It's my opinion. And, maybe I can be swayed. Maybe I can't. I've seen some shitty movies that I'm like, you made this? Yeah, just quit. Just stop. Quit.
I'd be scared to death to make a movie that everybody loved. Because
the expectations of it would be, oh, what are you going to do next?
Yeah.
And then if it sucks balls, then it sucks.
You're saying this because I know what you're getting ready to say, or at least this is the way I feel about it. Wes Craven knocked it out of the park with his first few movies, and then he's went gradually downhill. Do you want to be known as the man that done so great and ended your career so low, or do you want to be somebody consistent? So, I mean, the shit just happens, man. It happens. Wes Craven, not knocking him, man, I'm telling you, great guy, but it's just the way the shit happens, So let me go to Jesse real quick, and then we got a special guest that wants to hop on real quick. So let me go to Jesse real quick. Your perfect movie, and then we're going to welcome in a guest.
Suspenseful.
Okay.
Dark. Moody. Slow burn.
You just mentioned Ty West. Am I right? I mean,
his films are not perfect.
They aren't perfect, but they are suspenseful. They are slow.
This is true.
They are I love Ty West.
I really like Ty West's films.
I do
but
too.
They're not perfect.
No.
I don't know. And
I'm waiting for you to
really
say directed
scary.
by.
What?
Really fucking scary.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was a dumb joke.
That's it. That's all I want.
Yeah. So there you go, Boss Butcher. Thank you so much, Boss, for the answer or the suggestion. That is kind of our thing. That's such a weighty subject, man, but that's the best I can do with it. We are going to go continue with this list, but Sean's got somebody who wants to pop on. And look, fans, fuck, what'd I do with it? Motherfuckers. Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. Mother crap. Crap.
Mother crap.
Because that was the first time you said it.
That was. See, yeah, I've never said it before, Mom. This list, one of these people on this list wants to hop on, so let's go ahead. It's live for us, so it's 100. Welcome him in, Sean. Bring him on in, buddy.
He's been on here. We actually talked about him, but he should be on here just a second.
In just a second. It's,
maybe. Is it spinning? Nothing?
I don't see nothing, but maybe this is going to happen, fans, as this is going to kind of seem weird during video because you're seeing us sitting here go. This is the silence audio you ain't gonna hear.
Well, that brings up the question about you editing this. Are you gonna edit the video and stuff?
No, I done told you, fans. I will not edit video. You're gonna see all our fuck ups live on video, man. I'm not taking anything. So every time I have to crap, burp, shit, whatever, you're gonna see it. It is what it is. Audio, you won't.
I didn't
crap or shit.
This is not happening. Something is not working here.
Something is not working. Yeah. He's all over. I don't have him on my end, so fans, I can't add this individual, unfortunately, because I don't think I have him on my contact list.
It says no answer, I think.
Okay. Wait, I do have him. Is it on Skype?
Yeah, I've got him on Skype.
Resend. Oh, he didn't add me. He don't like me.
Why is it not? Add to call. No.
Let me see if I can add him. Let me see if I can. I'm clicking add, see if I can call. If you call Todd Farmer, your current call will be put on hold. No, I don't want to call that. I can't put us on hold, fans.
I will not be put on hold.
Oh, no. As Sean continues to try to bring this individual on, let's just keep the show rolling. Sean, keep working on it, buddy. And we'll bring him on. I'll keep my eyes on Skype here. Next suggestion we had was from a good buddy. Oh, my God, I love this dude so freaking much. Jordan Bibby. Our buddy Bibby. What's up, Jordan? He listens to us, man. And he's like, literally, I'm going to say this, Justin. He went through his Facebook or through his horror podcast he listens to and started narrowing them down. And we made the cut, fans. LOTC made the cut. So we love Jordan. He sat and he didn't mention. He said, where your love for horror started. What was the first horror film you can ever remember? What film made you want to stay with horror? And the second part of his question was, what got you started in podcasting in the first place? Who's your favorite podcasters other than yourselves? And this one's for you, Sean. Boobies or Bush? Ha ha. So there you go.
Boobies.
Depends on if it's triangle or not.
No, it's boobies.
I can't hang it.
It's boobies all the way. So here we go. So let's start it out, fans. Where your love for horror started, I've said this so many times, Jordan. I'd almost wish I could record it and just replay it, but thank you for answering it. My love of horror started around 1981. That's with the original John Carpenter's Halloween, and fans are like, God, here he goes Halloween again. Hey, Jordan asked it. Cuss him out. Yeah, damn it, Jordan. Why'd you do it? Nah, I'll just get it. No, my love for horror started absolutely with Halloween. Coming back from trick-or-treating around 81, 82. Justin, do you remember when it first aired on, I think it was CBS or NBC?
It was right before Halloween 2 came out.
Okay.
So it tied it together, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 81. I remember I was really little, come in and went to the bedroom. My little black and white TV, JB. I know you remember what those looked like, kind of with a little fuzzy, you turned the little knob. And it just happened to be on, and I'm watching it, and I'm scared to death, man. This movie creeped the shit out of me, but I couldn't quit watching it. I mean, literally, I could not quit watching it. I was just enthralled in black and white with this killer of a white face, but that's where my love for horror started. That was the first horror movie I can remember, and that's the film that made me stay with horror, literally, was Halloween. It was from that moment that I go to mom and dad sitting there, not dad as much as mom, but sitting at home on Saturday nights with Saturday Night Nightmares and Up All Night on USA and watching these horror flicks that they used to, air every Saturday night. And literally at my mom's house, growing up, it was me on the floor laying down and mom up in the couch, and we're watching horror movies. And that's where my love, that's my fondest memories. That's what got me where I'm at today, was Halloween by far. And as far as podcasting, that started in about 2008, 2009, and that's when I first started, with the gumption. I went to a horror convention, which was at the time Horror Hound, which was 2010, early 2010 or 9, one of them. And I went in, was meeting a lot of celebrities and whatnot, and I've always wanted to do something in the genre, something. And I was like, shit, I love to talk, so what the fuck? So I met my first podcast partner in my hometown, Dr. Butcher, and we love Joe, Dr. Butcher, and we fucking just started it, man, from scratch, JB, with a little I had a rock band mic. We both shared it, literally, like, microphone here. Dr. Butcher's standing here. I'm standing here. I'm over on this side, and he's over here, and we're talking back and forth. We had a garage band style fucking recorder, and we just fucking did it, man. It was just like, matter of fact, we didn't even have a software, JB. We literally had a recorder on the basic computer, and I think it was like Windows 95 or whatever. But it was a recorder where you could record up to 60 minutes. So all our episodes for the first like 20 were only 60 minutes because we didn't know how to do software. So it's like,
yeah,
all right, we got 60 minutes to knock this shit out, So that's how it started, man, way back in the day. Who's your favorite podcasters other than yourselves? God, there's so many, dude. I love podcasters, man. I love in the genre. I really love what Adam Green and Joe Lynch are doing over at the Movie Crypt, man. Those guys are really awesome. And, of course, Boss Butcher and Bloody Lizzie and them over at Terror Troop and Insane Mike, Jason Bollinger, the crew at Attack. I mean, come on, dude. JB knows it. I mean, I love them guys. New podcast is absolutely Killer Flicks with Slasher Matt, Larry Walshy, and Big Daddy, man. Them guys are just right off the gate, JB. They're on episode 5, fixing to do 6, and they have just fucking stellar.
Cool.
So that's my favorite podcasters at the time. All you others that I'm not mentioning, I'm sorry, it's just not on top of my head right at the moment. But that's mine. But let's head over to you. Let me see. I've got a request here. Okay, add to group call. Bam! We're going to welcome in a special guest at the moment here. Check this shit out. Are you online with us?
Is he there?
Wow, you guys sound Southern.
Fuck, check this shit out, fans. Let me introduce this individual. He can't see us because he's not on video, but I'm holding it up right now. He's on the list. It's Todd.
Wait. What are you holding up right now?
My pecker in my hand.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Mom.
Did you not hear it, Todd? I mean, it was like, fake.
My
I can hear
mom's
smacking the mic.
My mom's literally killing me right now. She's going. I'm going to get a call. But anyways, we
had a bet that if you did video, that you would probably be like assless chaps, maybe. I don't know.
Probably. We got to say this, fans. It's Todd Farmer, a.k.a. Mr. Todd Farmer from Drive Angry, from damn art. I'm telling you, JB, we've said this, Sean and I both. I think the greatest remake or re-imaging of a film, and that's My Bloody Valentine 3D. It's Todd Farmer. Welcome, buddy.
Well, y'all are extremely pretty. I would just like to add that in. And happy birthday to your Redneck podcast, because I'm a big fan.
Oh, man, listen to God, dog.
I'm going to cry.
I'm crying, fans. Look at this shit.
I'm so verklempt. Listen, you're going to be getting your accent back really quick, and it's going to be even thicker than ever.
No way. I still go to LA all the time.
He's. I'm not going. Todd, can I say where you're at in Kentucky? No, I'm not going to say it.
Well, I'm not in Kentucky. I'm in Memphis right now.
Well, damn. I've got to say this, fans. If you don't follow Todd Farmer on Instagram or Facebook or wherever, you need to, because, man, your daughter, Todd, I'm not a perv by any means, trust me. I'm just saying your videos, man, with your daughter are the cutest shits, man, I ever seen.
Well, we do have a pretty good time.
Man, I'm telling you, you don't know what you're going to watch, man, on Facebook when you see Todd Farmer with his daughter, man. And that it makes me proud of you, buddy, that my heart bubbles to see all them videos, dude. Keep doing them. You know that one person's watching and enjoying the hell out of them.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad I got one guy watching.
You got one. You got me.
Well, my wife, like, every time they pop up, I'll be like, hey, Meg, look. And she'll look, and she's like, they are cracking me up. She says that she's
normally we're both drunk, so
she's just on like a sugar high. Is that what it is?
Well, I do got to introduce Todd. We do have Jesse Robbins online with us, our host.
Hello.
She said hello. She's all the way up from Canada, Todd.
She's from Canada.
Yep.
Oh, so you're from Texas North?
Sure.
And of course, you know the other individual we got online, Justin Beam.
Oh yeah.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Justin.
And I think Dr. Shock's back on.
I'm here.
There's Dr. Shock. He's online. Check that shit out, man.
Yeah.
It's like a little party.
I got it. Yeah.
Hey, what happened? Because
Finally
Todd,
back.
when you popped on, Todd, Doc popped on. Neither one of you were on video. So what the is this?
I'm naked.
I win. I win the bet.
When are you never naked, Todd?
Thursday.
Oh, okay. It's a good thing we're recording on Monday night, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just hope that I don't have to stand up because, just saying.
Just saying. Well, Todd, let the fans know what you got going on in your life right now, buddy.
I ran 9 miles today. Does that count?
That does, because you're working on them buns of steel.
Wow, I'm fat.
Did you did you do 9 miles all at one time, or was there like a lot of breaks?
No, sir. I did 4 miles this morning and 5 miles this afternoon.
Holy shit! In Tennessee,
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
in 100-degree weather.
In a very humid. No, it was. I don't know what it was today, but it's overcast here because it's been storming like crazy. But it's humid here. But I've got a shoot in LA next week, so I'm doing 2 a day to try to make my boobs look better.
So, are you gonna be showing your ass?
No,
Just your boobs.
no booty at this point. But
A booty.
Wah, wah. Well, let me ask you this one. We're passing this questions around, Todd. I want to pass this one.
Somebody
to you.
got their flashlight out. What?
That was really nice.
I got a text.
I got to take this over to you, Todd Farmer, as we got you on. Not to throw you under the bus or get you started, but I want to get your take on a question that one of our fans has for us. And it says, where our love for horror started. What was the first horror film you can remember, and what film made you stay with horror? Could you answer that one?
Absolutely. I mean, there's many would debate that it's not horror, but the first movie that I saw was, we used to have this thing called free HBO. I don't know if anybody remembers what that was like. It was one weekend where they would give you free HBO so that you could like get wooed to it and then buy it. And they were playing Jaws.
Nice.
And it messed me up. And that was the first movie where I felt that that thrill of being scared.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that hooked me.
And that's the first film you remember and the one that's kept you with horror.
Yeah, and from that point forward, I started because I grew up in a small town in Kentucky. I didn't have access to Fangoria. I didn't have access to that world. My parents didn't watch that stuff, and so I started seeking it out on my own. And I found some old Bernie Wrights and stuff, and started looking at the old comic books, and that's really what sort of started it. And then from there, I sought out, Friday the 13th and Halloween and all the movies that were. I think they probably already come out at that point.
Well, Jaws is definitely one of those, and Justin, Doc, everyone, I think you'll all agree. There is so much debate from some fans, not a lot. There is debate whether it is considered horror, but to me, it is absolutely horror.
Well, it is. I mean, my favorite horror. I mean, the scene with father and son in the dining room when they're mimicking each other. Mm-hmm. That could easily exist in a horror movie. A horror movie is just full of every emotion. It's just what you have in a romantic comedy is you have everything that's in a horror. It's just you also have scary stuff. Yeah. So horror basically encompasses everything. That's why I like it.
Well, and that movie kept a lot of people out of the water, so it scared a hell of a lot of people. So
it did indeed.
And the soundtrack, who does not know the dun dun? I mean, you do. Yeah. Even little kids nowadays that are playing in a pool, out of nowhere, you'll start hearing them do that dun. And you're only like 6 years old. How do you know this? It's like we talk about Halloween, we talk about Friday 13th, their theme songs, but Jaws' theme song has got to be right up there with Psycho, and on and on.
Well,
Halloween,
I don't know that I have favorite movies, but certainly the three movies that influenced me the most, and you could probably add four to that, which I probably will. But the three movies were Jaws, Halloween, and Aliens. You could, combine those two, and then outside of that, it was the Star Wars movies. But those were the movies that influenced me, not just as a writer, not just as a person who ended up moving to Los Angeles. It influenced me as a human,
Right.
and so. And and 3, 4 out of the 5 of those are considered scary movies.
Yeah. Well, there you go. And that's why you do horror movies.
I believe so.
Like
And the
my
money.
boy-
I like the money.
Oh, money's awesome. Have you gotten any checks recently?
I have.
Oh, cool.
I do like. There was a long dry spell there for a while, but I do like getting money.
Hey, go out and buy. If they go out and buy, like, say, My Bloody Valentine 3D, does that allow you to get money now, or is that just something?
Yeah, it's like 12 cents.
There you go, fans. Go buy if
But
you don't own My Bloody Valentine.
If 1 million of you do that, well, then that's gonna buy me a pony.
All right, fans, I'm putting a challenge. If you don't own My Bloody Valentine, if you don't own Jason X, if you don't own Drive Angry, go out and buy multiple copies of them now, because Todd needs some drink on.
No, you
I
can
just
probably
let it
find them.
balance.
You can probably find them on Netflix.
No, fuck
Oh,
Netflix.
actually, no, they're not. On the
They-
instant, they're not.
They sort of come and go, I think.
The
Actually,
I'm not-
original MBV's on there, but not yours.
Yeah, they all sort of come and go because Jason X was up there for a while, a few months back.
Yeah. Well, let's head over to you, Doc. Where, as I'm answering some questions, and we'll get back to you again here in a second, Todd. Where was your love for horror started? What was the first horror film you can remember? And what film made you want to stay with horror there, Doc?
Okay, well, the film I remember, it's interesting, to talk of Jaws, because for me, the first one I remember was Jaws 2, and it was the setting. We saw it at a drive-in. It was a double feature of Jaws 2 and Roller Coaster. And I remember Jaws 2. I guess I was maybe 8 years old or something. I don't know why my parents took me to see it, but they did. And I just remember the board when he went out into the water and turned the board over. And this sort of charred body, this boat had exploded, and it scared the hell out of me. And that really stayed with me, I mean, I saw Jaws 2 before I saw the original Jaws, which obviously it's nowhere near as good as the first one, but still scared the hell out of me. But the one that made me really want to stay with it was Night of the Living Dead. And it's because that it was so accessible. I got it at Kmart, a videotape at a bargain bin for like $2 because it's public domain.
Right.
And I saw that movie, and it's just the way it worked on me.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching, it's like, these things aren't so bad. Look, you could sidestep these things, and then but then it's like, oh wow, now there's 20 of them out there. Oh, now there's 100. Now there's 300. The way it worked on you, and then finally the scene where the zombies are chowing down, on somebody, and it looks so realistic. I was just like, holy shit.
Right.
That's the one that really that hooked me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's with a lot of people. I think you would agree with that, JB.
That film, yeah, I mean, it's instrumental for so many people because it was a transition from the subtleties of classic horror into the more visceral 60s, 70s, and then in the 80s, of course, exploded. But I think more than any other, for a lot of people, at least our generation and older, I think that film was a real transition moment.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you there, Jesse, for where your love for horror started? What first horror film you remember, and what film made you want to stay with horror?
The film that I can remember watching and just being so traumatized by, I was at a birthday party when I was like 10, and I think I've told this story before, but her dad was like really into Stephen King, and they decided that it was going to be a good idea to put Silver Bullet on for a group of 10-year-old girls at this birthday party. And I was like I was so scared and like so grossed out, and I didn't know what to do with myself. But then I kind of kept thinking about it, and it was like this crazy thing, but I was always sort of into freaky stuff. Like I loved watching like the Halloween episodes of my favorite shows, or like I like as a kid I was like very intrigued by it.
Yeah.
So like part of me really wanted to watch these things, but then as soon as I was watching them, I was just totally like thrown off and freaked out by it, and I'd have nightmares for weeks. But like eventually it just got to the point where it was like I really seeked it out and was much happier with it with with the reaction to it.
And flash forward to Fangoria magazine now.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're awesome like that. All right, I'm gonna pass it over to Sean. Sean, how about you, buddy?
I cannot remember the first time that we were asked this question, and I can't remember. I do know that I remember the free HBO and Cinemax for the weekend, because you'd have like the softcore porn and stuff after midnight.
I don't know what you're talking about.
flashing back and forth between channel 99 and 0. Like
he remembers that.
Yeah,
trying
there's
to
no
pick that up.
forgetting that shit.
Todd, I don't remember this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Or-
Oh, they didn't have softcore back then.
No, hell no. Bow, bow, bow.
Hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
This podcast went to shit. Oh, I'm sorry.
But I remember, I think it was Nightmare on Elm Street, and it was on HBO. And
you're so much younger than we are.
well, I'm 36, so I was over at my aunt's, and we went and I have a guest. She popped in.
She popped in.
Yeah, she's been to the store.
Well, hello, guest.
Yeah, it's the Megan.
It's the Megan.
Yeah,
She's
been
giving you
out
the
running
eye
around.
the way you're looking.
she's just sitting there looking at me, smiling. Don't know whether she's going to come over here in front of this camera or not. I think if I turn the computer, if I turn the computer around, she's getting ready to bolt out the door. So, but,
well, you're always sitting there teasing with her popping her shirt out. So that's what I'm worried about.
Popping her shirt out.
This is a PG movie here episode.
Shirts everywhere.
Yeah, she's clothed.
Explosion of shirt.
So,
not what you're expecting at all.
The Shirtnado.
She's staring at me. It's like she's going to say something, but I don't know if she's.
Or just suffocating.
Shirtnado.
They all said hi. She said hi.
Todd Farmer, you need to write Shirtnado right now.
Shirtnado.
Is there money in it?
Sure.
There could be.
No, very little.
All right, fine. All right, anyway.
Such honesty.
What the
Yeah,
Justin.
I'm like focused on her because I think she's gonna throw something at me. No, she come up to say hi.
There you go, Todd.
Hey, Justin, have we met?
What?
Because I hear your name all the time, but I can't remember if we've met or not.
You know, we shared. I mean,
Sex?
you like, yes.
Yes,
And
man.
no, we
It
just.
was in college, right?
I think we've been connected just for a really long time online, and
Yeah.
you're really close with Tyler and Renee, and you know
Oh, that's
I
right.
stayed
You worked
there.
with them.
Yeah, I worked with them, and I was with staying there for quite a while we
That's
were
right.
in pre-pro on Penance Lane and all that, and
Yeah.
but it goes back beyond that even, back to just somehow we've never met in person, but we've always been through other people, I guess, and
But you always got the sense that I liked you, right?
I kind of thought. I don't
I
know.
like the pause.
I didn't think you had a problem with me. I don't know. Hopefully the same is likewise. I don't know.
Is this going to be a fight?
is.
I want to see a fight.
How are you going to see a fight? We're on. What are we on?
Are we gonna?
We are. Well,
we
we're not live.
Can we Skype fight?
Oh, that'd be awesome. Well, I don't know. One's on video and one's on audio, so I don't know how that fight would work out.
Just make kung fu sounds. Sorry, Megan, she got me distracted. She come up to see me.
Hey, Maggie.
Yeah, she went down. She's gonna make some fresh pico de gallo.
Okay, Paquico de Gallo. So
Yeah,
for you was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, we'd stay at my aunt's house, my cousins, and free HBO, so we'd get up and go sneak in there and watch it. Because I was, we're from Kentucky. People don't afford HBO. You just live for that free weekend, and I still do. Not gonna lie, it's like I ain't paying for that shit. But it was Nightmare on Elm Street, and it kind of creeped me out. But then what got me going back was Halloween. Like when I first watched Halloween, I was like,
You were settled. That was
yeah. Yeah, I mean Halloween's it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Right. Well, I guess then let's see. Jesse, you've answered. Doc, you've answered. Have you answered this one, JB?
I don't think so. No.
All right, let's take it to you then.
For me, it goes back to Frankenstein, and when I was a kid, and it was an early. One of the first films I remember seeing at all was Frankenstein, and then that turned me on to the Crestwood House books at the library. I don't know if anybody remember those, the orange books. Yeah. And for those who didn't know them, it was each book was focused on a different horror creature. So it was Frankenstein or the Wolfman or whatever it might be, and it didn't just stick to Universal. I mean, it featured stuff from how it was licensed, I have no idea, but it was sort of a get to know a monster type series of books, and they went for a number of years. And man, over and over again, I'd check those things out. So I knew about all these monsters and the Phantom of the Opera and all this before I had even seen most of the films. But it all began with Frankenstein. And then my buddy Matt, when I was in elementary school, his parents let him subscribe to Fango, and he would pass them to me in school like porn. Like I'd have it for like just recess. He'd be like, "All right, just for recess, you got to give it back." And then I'd take it. I'd be in the corner of the playground, like reading the Fangoria and learning all about Michael Myers. And then it was Halloween night, and I think it was 5th grade. I saw Halloween 2 on television, Greg.
Yes.
Like what you were saying, and I will never forget. I was dressed as Sid Vicious. My buddy was like, we were like rushing through the neighborhood. My buddy was the biggest Halloween head, and he's like, "You got to see this movie. You got to see this movie." I'm like, all right. It's on tonight. You got to see it. And we get home, plop ourselves down in front of the TV with our half full bags of candy, and I was like, "This better be good." And then it started.
Right.
And
that opening sequence with the pumpkin and everything got me.
Oh man, and I was already in the zone anyway because of Halloween.
Yeah.
And then to have that and bring it all home and nightmares for days, and then I got I can go on and on. Anyway, that's where it began. Was all the way back to Frankenstein, which is those movies are still that's the anchor for my passion for film in general, and especially for horror and all the Universal stuff.
Well, man, I think that's with everybody. I mean, most of your average horror fans, I think you would agree with this, Todd, that it seems like the roots, when you get into horror in general, you always everyone seems to make their way back to Universal.
Yeah,
somewhere, and then it's like they find that love of the black and white horror, and then you got to.
I mean, you go back to Universal, and then you end up at Hammer.
Yeah.
You just go through the whole.
Yeah, and then it's like you're right. I mean, you get into the Jalalos, and oh my God, dude. If you're not a fan of Jalalo, man, you should be. If you're a slasher fan, you absolutely need to get into the Italian Jalalo films, man. Oh my God, such good stuff. Let's quickly move on. Oh, let me ask all of you: boobies or bush?
Boobies.
Both.
Best answer. I don't. No, Jesse, you answering?
She did.
Oh.
I said boobies like 3 times too. I was like, boobies.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm very fair. I try to put butt and dick in there too, by the way. No, dude butt.
Wolf dick.
Wolf cock.
Are we talking like 70s porn John Holmes Bush? Or?
I don't know. This was from Jordan Bibby, our Facebook listener. So Jordan, our buddy Jordan. I don't know which one he's talking about.
Fuzzy triangles. Listen, if it goes up into the belly button, it's too much.
Mom, I am so sorry.
I told you not to watch this.
Yes. I'm sorry, moms. Both moms. Damn it. All right, we're moving on. Joe Lamo from, he's good friends with Michael Neal. Joe's got a suggestion for us. Some of the classic horror films, like the films of Val Lawton, or early sound horror films of Universal, Bride of Frankenstein, or Dracula. Joe, you need to go back and listen to the episode where we looked at all of the Universal horror flicks that was released on Blu-ray, man. Go back and listen to that episode. I can't remember which one it was. Larry Walsh wanted to say, everybody pick their favorite horror movie, review it, tell us why it means so much to you in the history of the movie in your life. I think we just kind of briefly touched on that. Yeah. Derek John says maybe an Adam Green show or at least Digging Up the Morrow. Sean, we got to make that happen, Digging Up the Morrow, buddy.
Digging Up the Morrow with that from Adam Green was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I liked that.
Yes, it was.
And we actually watched Everly the other night. And it's like the second time I watched it from Joe Lynch.
Yeah.
And Megan was like, she was just flabbergasted at the movie. She was like, I like this movie. Well, I didn't think she was going to like it, but it's good. It's not horror. It's action.
Yeah.
Kind of down and dirty, but it's freaking awesome.
Derek,
it is good.
Yeah, I've got to check that one out. But Digging Up the Morrow, man, I'm telling you, I love it. Ray Wise. Adam Green, man, what the hell, dude? Who knew he'd be an actor, man? What the hell?
Well, he was an actor before he was a director.
Well, that's true. What the fuck was he in? Adam wasn't no damn actor.
There's two or three of the question.
Hey,
yeah, that's
hey,
wait a minute.
Listen, you can be considered an actor, but just standing in the background.
Like me.
Exactly.
I've been in 2 films, fans. I'm an actor. No, I'm not. But anyways, Derek Johns, man, we'll definitely make that happen. Your buddy, Sean, Brandon Skaggs, said, I'd like some in-depth reviews of classic horror movies with spoilers. The Shining, Evil Dead, The Thing, The Exorcist, Alien. I'd also like a review of original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Be sure to bring JB back on for the episode 100. Also, return of Boss Butcher would be nice. Sean, what do you think about the new It remake? So there you go. I'm not answering all that, but what about the new It remake?
I hate clowns.
We've already done...
Some people don't like clowns with donkeys.
Exactly. Well, Brandon, we've already done Evil Dead. We've already done...
You.
The Exorcist. No, we haven't done The Exorcist. We definitely need to do an Alien anthology, guys. We got to make that happen. All right, let's see.
I'm on the Aliens now, so yeah, let's do it.
Oh man, check this out, fans. If you're watching us on video, you see it right now. Huh. How about my Aliens anthology Blu-ray set, which is amazing?
Wait.
Oh, Jesse's taking off. There we go.
I'll tell you what we need to have is a Moonshine Incited Riot commentary with Todd Farmer and Jason X.
Oh, it's got to happen.
Okay, we can make that happen.
See, done. We're gonna make it happen because Todd loves us. I love his buns. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, who don't?
Well, exactly.
After 9 miles, I bet they're tight like tigers.
Oh, what you got, Jesse? Oh, I see you, girl.
They're breaking out.
And
she's bringing something else out. Compound fracture.
oh.
Is it autographed?
Yeah, it's autographed by Tyler Mane and Derek Mears.
Damn.
Missing somebody's name, don't you think?
I know. I wonder who.
Check that shit.
Get that in the mail to him.
We can make that happen. I'm on screen for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Todd is on there for 30
Stellar, though. Stellar 30 seconds.
Dude, that was amazing what you did in that film, man.
My severed head is in that as well, and it has been in more movies than I have.
His head gets around a lot, fans.
Yeah, that's the severed head
It's a quite
from Jason
attractive
X.
head.
That was from Jason X. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's the severed head from Jason X.
Nice.
Nice.
See things you don't know until you have Todd Farmer on the episode, man. I love it.
We'll probably get sued for admitting that now.
Yeah, I'm sure, because all 4 listeners are going to turn us in. So.
We got up to 7, and then you went back down to 4.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of us right now. So there you go. Keith Browler said, how about your favorite underrated movies that you guys have not covered yet? Holy cow, Keith. Man, Keith's awesome.
What did he say, 100?
No, just our favorite underrated movies.
Oh, I thought he said 100. I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's your favorite.
I'd have to do this a lot of studying to get that one, Keith. I couldn't do that right off the top of my
head. I can tell you my most underrated horror film.
What is it?
Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
Lake Mungo.
Lake Mungo.
Ooh.
Australian film.
That's a good one.
It's so good, and nobody watches it, and I keep telling everybody to fucking watch this movie. It's so good. Right. It's very slow burn though, so it's right up my alley. But it's it packs a weird, creepy punch.
But a lot of small little creepy, a lot of creepy things happen in that. Just like bits and pieces of it that come out. It's like a found footage, almost like a documentary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't know. It has like the formula of a horror film, but it's built like a documentary,
right?
Kind of thing, right? Where it's like this girl goes missing, and it was like I don't even want to get too much into it without. I feel like I'm just gonna spoil the shit out of it, but you got to watch it. That's.
I don't really. I mean, I'd have to do a lot of research to get that one, man. I'll be honest with you, Keith. I don't even want to throw none out right at the moment. So, how about Lee Russell says perhaps a top 5 or 10 list of older movies you actually think should be remade today, as opposed to all the stuff that comes out purely as cynical cash grab. Perhaps top 5 or 10. I don't know, dude. Older movies. I know they're talking about Universal and Sean has mentioned it, and I've mentioned it. Not just because we got Todd on here. We've said it numerous times. I mean, My Bloody Valentine was amazing, but hello, somebody's on fire. For me,
that's a good assumption.
Yeah, I'm getting arrested, guys. I'm so sorry.
The Canadian Mounties are coming with the horses.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out to Steve Jobs for making an incredible mic that picked up that siren that was 40 miles away.
Did you not like that? Damn, Steve Jobs is man.
Only in Memphis.
Only. Top 5, Lee. I don't know, buddy, man. I'm not a fan that much of remakes lately, man. I know with the It fixing to come out, the Poltergeist, I've seen trailers. I think that's going to be pretty interesting. I don't know if I want to see anything, to be honest. I don't know, dude.
I always said the talent-dreaded Sundown, which I love the original, obviously, but I always thought that was one that was such ripe potential for something. Eliminate the humor from it and take it dark and do something with it. And then when that sort of reimagining thing sequel that came out, I was impressed by that. Right. And it's a beautiful film on top of it, but I thought it was a cool story, and the way they handle the integration of the original film existing in the real world with what happens in it. I thought it was really neat. Yeah, I recommend it. Todd. Check it out.
I haven't seen it because I liked the original so much. I've
me
stayed
too.
away from it, but I'll check it out. Basically.
It's very good. Like, I was impressed. It was on Netflix for the longest time, and I seen it, and I was like, I think I watched it like 4 times. Yeah. And it's good.
It is, Todd. They really did pay good homage to the original. They didn't take away from it. They just kind of enhanced it a little bit. So there you go. How about Mark LaHoo says, I'm with Keith. How about Undiscovered Gems? Slasher Matt, we're already reading his. Gary Timmons said, Greg, Sean, I'd love to hear you guys talk about up-and-coming horror films, what each of you are looking forward to. Maybe even on DVD and Blue. Would like to hear who listeners would like to hear LOTC interview. And set a course for the next 100 episodes. I can go ahead and tell you for the next 100 episodes, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. May add a few things in. We maybe, if this video shit's working out, you may be getting, every episode video. We'll see. Let us know what you think about video. If you don't like seeing our ugly mugs, we won't do it, but it's whatever you want to do. Upcoming horror film, Sean, I don't know, dude. I'm kind of excited about the damn, I'm not going to lie, the new Poltergeist. I'm getting kind of pumped up for the, the Insidious 3. Some stuff like that. I've seen a lot of trailers for that look kind of cool and creepy, but I don't know, dude. Anything you can think of off the top of your head?
I don't know. I've seen trailers, and it's just like hit and miss.
Yeah.
Like right now, my main goal is to go watch Avengers and Mad Max. That's my goal, and I'm going to go watch Mad Max at the drive-in.
Have you seen it
in 3D? Oh God.
No, I've not seen it yet. I want to go see it.
It's beautiful.
That's what I'm hearing. I've seen some reviews where people are saying that it was just not that good, but the majority of what I've seen is like, get out and go watch it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, the people that say it's no good. I don't normally say this, but the people that say it's no good really are morons.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love Mad Max, and Road Warrior, Beyond Thunderdome, yeah.
Look, I love movies. I saw Mad Max and Pitch Perfect. Both are great movies.
Yeah.
But what they did in Fury Road was just with such small amounts of dialogue, and it's
almost a silent film.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful film. It tells a story through action, and that's so very rare, and it's very difficult to write that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was really impressed.
Well, I have not read a negative review yet. Everybody that I've seen on Facebook has just praised it to high heaven.
Well, it's kind of like George Miller just showed these young whippersnappers what's going on. I mean, 70-year-old man, and they've already got the 5th one ready to go with a title. So.
Oh, there you go.
I mean,
Futosha or whatever her name is.
Nah, I don't. It's called Wasteland, I think.
Oh.
What they're called.
Look, any guy that's made Happy Feet, he's got my vote.
Oh.
Or did he do Babe? No. Wait. There's something else he had done that was kind of out there.
You're looking at the ceiling. Is IMDb
Yeah, I know. I was
up
looking
there?
for a spider. Like,
It might be up
Tell
there.
me, ceiling. Tell me.
Well, I have a lot that's out.
hey, hang on, if I don't knock this thing over and make somebody die.
Oh, Greg's got the toys.
Why do I not see video?
I don't
Do I have to
know.
do something to my phone?
I don't know.
It won't allow you to do it. It's you'd have to. It does not allow you video calling because the device doesn't support it.
But it should.
I'm on an iPhone 6. How could it not have supported?
We tried this before, didn't we, Justin? With the phone deal, it wouldn't. Something was up with because of multiple people.
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, Todd.
It works one-on-one.
Hey, you're gonna see it on YouTube, Todd.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be after, man.
I put my boxers on in preparation.
Just in case.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah, this would be hilarious. Yeah, I don't know. I want to go see it, and I want to see it at the drive-in. That's my goal.
We're gonna make it happen.
There's certain movies that should be watched at the drive-in, and I'm pretty sure Mad Max is it.
There you go.
Yes.
All right, Stevie Kachuk Jr. wants us to talk about Halloween. LOL. Stevie,
No.
you're a jackass.
See,
Get me in
Todd,
trouble.
Stevie's from New Jersey, and kind of like Philly, so he's right there on the border, and he's got the best of both worlds.
Haddonfield and Voorhees.
Yeah, he's the
New
best
Jersey.
of both worlds.
I'm telling you, Stevie picks on us all the time. We love Stevie, man. David G. Holland gave me probably the most weighted, and this paper is really light, fans, but he gave me one of the most weighted freaking questions that I told him. I think I told him, but David G. Holland is an independent actor / musician, setter-upper, and all that. But I was in a film with him. But anyways, he wanted me to run down the best, worst, low-budget indie horror films. Greg and Mortis's top 100. That's not going to happen there, David.
You don't do that unless you're getting paid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that we went something crazy like that, we did like 9 hours of live stream,
Oh, shit,
and
dude.
it was miserable.
I would love to answer this one for you, David. I really would, but I just can't. I can't do it at the time. I'll work on it. I will. I promise you. Chris Lawton wanted to say, all you have to do is sit down and reminisce. I think that's what we're doing. I say just do a round table and talk about your favorite movies. No need for reviews. I think we're doing this one for you, Chris. Appreciate it. Nasty Willis Wheeler said, talk about what is your best DVD or Blu-ray set you have. And if you're watching this right now, without a doubt, of course, the Anchor Bay Scream Factory Halloween Deluxe set. Bam. My Nightmare on Elm Street set that came out back years ago, the DVD set.
Can we not talk about Nightmare on Elm Street
Freddy
anymore?
Krueger on the spine. I like that one. Certainly my Universal Horrors Blu-ray set.
Yeah.
I'm telling
There
you,
it is.
Nasty Will,
Absolutely.
you got to own that one.
Any commentaries with John Carpenter and Kurt Russell?
Yes.
Yes.
Highly recommend.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely. Look at Jesse's got her Vincent Price Blu-ray collection.
And
Oh,
because I didn't explain this earlier,
okay,
this
explain.
is my plaster cast of Vincent Price's fate.
I hate you. No, I don't.
It was used
Put it
for.
on.
No,
Oh, you
it's
can't.
flat back. But it was used to make either like a mask or the wax thing for House of Wax.
That is so freaking cool.
Nice.
Who was that that gave you that? Paul?
Paul Jones.
Paul Jones. Check that out. There's nothing else I can show. My Aliens, there's my Aliens Blu-ray set I showed you already. Certainly my Alfred Hitchcock limited edition Essential Collection Blu-ray. I love. It's got Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, The Birds, Will. That's one of my favorites. And Close Encounters of the Third Kind 30th Anniversary Blu-ray. Love. I don't know about you, Todd, JB, Sean, all of you, man, but I absolutely love Close Encounters Third Kind.
I do too.
Oh
I
yeah.
just watched it yesterday.
Oh man, that movie just always gets me, man. It's just so freaking. That's one of them childhood films, man. I remember that scared me as a kid because of the whole alien abduction thing. But the acting in that film is just so stellar, dude. It's just out of this world. Anybody else Blu-ray DVD sets that you're holding on to?
I mean, definitely, like you're saying, the Universal Monsters. That's number one. You know, yeah. I just got the Exorcist collection.
Oh, really? Is that what is that? A Blu-ray?
A Blu-ray, yeah. It's like all the movies for The Exorcist.
Yeah.
The two Vincent Price. There's like two different Vincent Price collections out right now.
Right.
And they're both excellent.
Too bad we can't see them, Doc.
Yeah. Well, hey.
I'm picking on Doc.
I got my Halloween VHS.
Yes. Oh wait, what we got? The Blind Dead. What?
The Blind Dead collection. You guys know these films?
Oh yeah, The Blind Dead. Nice.
Wait, is that
so good.
Coffin Joe or what is that?
No, although that's a good set too, by the way. I don't have the coffin box that the Coffin Joe thing's in though.
Yeah, I'm looking at your set and it almost looked like Coffin Joe. That's pretty cool.
Oh, they're so great. They're so cool. And then, do you guys remember the show In Search of?
That's old school.
With Leonard Nimoy as the host. It was all like Bigfoot and UFOs and unexplained stuff. And I love this. I can't get enough of this stuff. I love it.
That's where I had my first encounter of Bigfoot.
Everybody do your Spock in honor of Spock.
And then this.
Can't do it. Scooby-Doo box set.
Scooby-Doo box. In the Mystery
Farmer,
Machine.
You got to see this shit. You'll see it on YouTube.
So great. And then of course Halloween. That is a hell of a box, and the Universal and.
You know, I've said this before, JB. The $80 version, not the Mac Daddy one that I've got, but the other version. I love the artwork more on it than I did the big deluxe one.
Really?
Me personally.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I got it.
Yeah.
I just have the pumpkin facing out. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Right? You see it back there?
Sweet.
I sent an email to Warner Brothers, and they actually sent me the Friday the 13th Blu-ray set. Which I
that's
thought
good
was
too.
Nice.
Kind of beautiful.
I don't own that one, but I put my request. And Mom and Dad, if you're watching this right now, I told my dad to search out for that. So.
See, yeah,
I like it a lot.
That's one set that I don't have that I want because before the Blu-rays came out and they re-released them all on DVD with the box set that's got the little miniature hockey mask.
Yeah.
That's the last one that I have.
Yeah, this one. Because that was another one I was going to show my.
Yeah, I've got that one.
But that's DVD there, but it does have the mask, which is pretty cool.
That's
the fact that they did anything with it was because fans have been complaining forever about mistreatment of the Friday films.
Yeah.
How they've, despite making money off them for years and years, a lot of people think that they weren't giving them the love that they deserve, and they started trickling out those sort of special edition videos, the DVDs with the slip covers and all that, and with the weird art. And then so the Blu-ray set, it came kind of out of nowhere, and then I'm like, wow. And then they would put Peter's book in there too, like a little mini version of that he put together. Was kind of a nice.
Yeah,
it's
the
a nice
Camp
set.
Crystal Lake book set. Yeah, I definitely want it,
like
dude. Isn't there a patch in there as well?
Yeah, and there's a wristband thing, and yeah, it's cool.
Todd's
it's
probably
nice
got
set.
his wristband on right now.
I don't, but there was a huge signing back when Peter's book first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Dark Delicacy.
No, this was at Universal.
Oh, wow.
It was a giant signing. I mean, everybody was there. And I ran out that night without getting my book. So I have the book, but it's not signed by everyone. And that's a regret.
I've got to honestly say this, Todd. I've got Ari Lehman has autographed it. And, Alice. I cannot believe I forgot Alice's name. Original chick off Friday 13th. Oh my God.
I've got Ari Lehman
me
and
right now.
Victor Miller's autograph on mine.
What is her name, fans? Come on, tell me. I wish you could tell me right now. The first hair.
Adrienne King.
Adrienne King, thank you. Good God, she's such a sweetheart too. But I do have them. I've got to get you, Todd, to autograph that book for sure.
I can do that. I'm in Memphis.
I'm gonna drive it right up.
I'm just gonna tell you that they opened up the new Bass Pro Shops at the Pyramid, and
haven't been, but I'm going in 2 weeks.
Well, me and Megan.
I'm going to go to LA next week, but I'm going in 2 weeks.
Me and Meg are actually going to come down there probably around the 4th of July and go to it. We're going to drive 6 hours to go. No, you don't understand how big this Bass Pro Shop is.
No, it's
JB, you
huge.
wanna
But
go
by
to
the way,
Bass Pro?
bring money, but because apparently it costs you $10 just to ride the elevator.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
What?
serious. I'm
If-
not kidding.
yeah,
$10.
it's not. It's
Five
like
for you kids.
Oh,
It's
I'm,
like-
I'm walking. I don't walk upstairs
It's like
before I pay
it's
$10.
like the 35 stories in the middle of
What?
it.
The
Yeah,
Yeah, apparently, I mean, I've seen some pictures online. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
ridiculous.
By the
It's a-
way, very few people do better things than the rednecks.
that's true.
Well,
it is very true.
okay, hang
Like
on.
you can
You're-
take a
you're-
couch and put it on a pontoons with a trolling motor, and you're good to go.
Hey Jesse,
Oh yeah.
I gotta ask you, Sean. You're telling me there's 35 fucking floors in a Bass Pro Shop?
No, it's a
No, it's in.
It's a pyramid.
it's the
Okay.
Memphis Pyramid. It's where they used to play.
God, no, I'm like, how many fishing rods can you have
For
in
like
one
a week,
store?
they had stuff there, and then it shut down. They ran out of money
Yeah.
like so fast. They were just like shoveling it out the
And
door.
then
Yeah, there was
Bass
nothing.
Pro bought it, and it's like home of Ducks Unlimited,
Okay.
and they got like all these different things. It's like a 60,000 or 600,000 gallon like swamp made into it with alligators, fish.
Yeah, alligators and there's
Yeah,
a huge aquarium. It's kind
Yeah,
of
they got a
beautiful.
bowling alley
There's a
restaurant.
boat. There's a
Yeah.
boat in there, so you can ride from one side to the other.
Okay.
Yep.
I got a little chubby right there. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie to you.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, it's so big that they made it into a hotel.
Boing.
Yeah, and it's all very expensive.
Yes, it is. We
Save
we
your money, go to
stayed for like
Graceland.
3 days, and it was going to be like
Thank you.
$1,000
Thank
and
you,
it's like,
JB.
yeah, I think we'll just drive
Yeah.
down and stay at like
Oh
a
my
I'll spend a
God.
week at Graceland and not get bored.
Doc, I am not. Hey, let's all move, or let's all take a trip. Jesse, you too, even though you gotta get your passport. But we're all going to the Bass Pro Shop in July.
All right.
Damn
Well,
it.
just
Yeah,
let me know
my
when.
passport.
Let me know when, so I can be in LA.
Oh, really? You don't want to have redneck fun?
Hell no. Let's see. Let's move on. Okay, Matthew Whisker. What's up, Matthew? Said It Follows and or Clown, hands down horror movies of the year. We talked about It Follows on the last episode, I believe it was. I haven't watched Clown. Anybody seen Clown?
Haven't seen Clown. Seen It
Not
Follows
yet.
is beautiful.
Okay, I wasn't a huge fan. I thought it wasn't horrible, but I was let down with It Follows. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I
feel
saw
like
it
this-
early, so I didn't have any of the hype. So I really
See, that
liked
was
it.
my problem, Todd. I had so much hype on, with all the reviews people were putting out and the constant bombardment of promotion. And I went in and saw it, and I was like, y'all were making this like it was the greatest Babadook. And I mean, I'm sorry, Jesse, but
Which one, Clown
no,
or?
It Follows.
I liked It Follows. I got a lot of the hype, but I went in with like an extremely open mind about it.
Yeah,
Because I don't like taking hype anymore. Like I hardly watch trailers anymore because
I hate it.
mostly because of Cabin in the Woods. Because when I watched the trailer for Cabin in the Woods, I'm like, this looks like crap. And then I went and saw it and was like, that was probably one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. So
Dude, I was watching. I
Not
forget
seen much, have you?
Yeah, I like Cabin in the Woods.
it's my opinion, Sean.
I like
I
Cabin in the
love
Woods.
I love Cabin in the Woods.
I do too. A lot of
Yeah,
people give
yeah,
it.
it's-
I liked it
fun.
up until the
Good.
end.
No,
Yeah,
that
I
was
did-
good. It
Up
was.
until the end,
It was
Yeah,
a good
I wasn't a
ending.
big fan of
the end is like the reason to show up.
Yeah. I
Okay.
loved every bit of it.
I did too. I
Yeah,
had
it's,
fun.
It goes
it's,
off
a,
the
it's a
rails
fun
like that.
movie. It's
Yeah.
fun.
I had fun with it. But for me, it's like when you watch trailers, man, and Todd, with your writing, and JB, you're in the business. You know all these things, what I'm fixing to say. But it's like so fucking disappointed. It's like they show you every key moment in the movie now in these trailers. That when you go watch the movie, you're like, you already know who's going to die. You already know where the suspense is at. It's like, dude, leave a little bit for us when we get in there. But no, they want to ruin it all, motherfucker.
Well,
I think-
I've been burnt twice, so I'm very careful now when it comes to writing. I never expected anyone to know that Uber Jason became Uber Jason until they were in the theater, and I never expected anyone to know anything about Drive Angry until they were in the theater, and they put all of it in the trailer.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell?
Well,
dude?
and also, I remember when I was, and that's the one letter I ever wrote to Fangoria, was when Tony put Uber Jason on the cover before the film came out, and I was like,
Yeah.
because he was, they protected him, you guys, on the set of. Well, I guess Todd should tell this story, but this was kept under wraps.
Yeah,
It
nobody
wasn't
knew.
common knowledge for everybody what Jason was going to be becoming in the film, and it was I was so excited for this movie, So excited, and I wanted to walk in the theater, but I had a subscription to Fango, and one day it shows up in the mail, and you don't know. You open the thing, and there it is, and you have no
I did
choice.
the interview for that. I had no idea they were going to do that.
Oh, I was so disappointed. That's the one time I've been bummed out like that.
It's a funny thing because it was the 10th movie. I knew, nobody's going to see the thing. And I thought, well, maybe we could get word of mouth on this if we do something really outside the box. And then they put it on the poster and in the trailer with "Let the bodies hit the floor."
Yeah. Crazy.
And so I knew my career was over.
Your career ain't over, buddy, man.
That movie in theaters was so much fun.
I wish I'd have seen it at the theater.
Oh my God, the theater! And then at the end of it, like there was just a mixture of, I mean, such a completely different world that you had been pulled into with him, with this whole series coming to that point, and then the VR stuff couldn't have gone over any bigger. I mean, that next to the scene with the girls in the sleeping bag and all of that.
Dude, I love it.
Oh, it's that in the theater with the crowd was almost like in H2O when Michael and Jamie come face to face at the door. That moment right there, the crowd just went ape when I was in the theater for it. It was fantastic. Well, but the end of Jason, anyway. Oh,
no,
so good.
That Crystal Lake scene, it was originally written for Betsy to come back. And for her to be sort of in the Crystal Lake scene, for her to be the thing that they programmed to sort of distract Jason.
Right.
And then he walks out into the water because she's sort of pretending to, or she's drowning, basically.
Yeah.
And he walks out in there, and instead of saving her, he drowns her. And that was sort of a way to show that not only has he physically changed, he's emotionally changed. And everybody was like, yeah, no, we're not going to do that.
Oh.
As it turned out, it was because she wanted a lot of money, and they wouldn't pay her. So,
well, they also wanted boobies in the movie, so there you go.
Yeah, but we added those.
Well, there's boobies in it.
Yeah, but those boobies weren't in there in the beginning because I hadn't written them in there. Because at that time, I was in a place where I was like, I don't want to do boobies just for boobies. I want there to be a reason. I want there to be a story reason.
Okay.
And I know that's
the fake
silly.
nipples, Kal-El, right?
But that's why I put man ass and man penis in everything that I try to write, because I think it's unfair that women are subjected like that. I'm sorry, I'm preaching, aren't I?
I appreciate it, Todd. I don't know. I don't.
But anyway, we put boobies in there.
Well, I appreciate that, and I think every male fan.
Yeah,
does.
you don't care.
I don't care.
You're just glad the boobies are there.
If there's not a bigger fan than Todd Farmer besides Sean Davis, it's me. I'm telling you.
Boobies.
Yeah, definitely. Patrick Gunner, and we're going to do this one, fans. As I'm recording this on video, I'm looking at you, JB, you, Jesse Robbins, you, Sean Davis, and you, Dr. Shock. I can just see DeMille right now, but this is going to happen, fans. Leprechaun series. I agree with Chris Lawton and try to get back on this, get Doc back on as well. Doc, you was off a couple episodes, so you're back. So hey, we already made that one happen. Leprechaun series. I'm telling you, fans, mark it in your books. Happening. All of them are on Netflix except for Origins, which is the newest one. I am so fucking looking forward to Leprechaun.
How is Origins?
Origins was decent. It was totally different. You know how the Leprechaun was just kind of the happy-go-lucky killer. This thing looked like a mutant from hell, and they went a little different route with it. But it was shot. Jesse, you saw it. I thought it was shot really well.
It was shot very well. I was also very drunk when I watched it. So, like, I mean, part of me was like, I am paying attention to this film.
Yeah.
I really like Jesse.
Be amazing. And it was.
I don't think she heard that.
What?
Todd, say what you just said.
I really like Jesse, by the way.
I like Todd.
Jessie was really drunk, and she was really into this movie.
And I really needed to pay attention to this. Now I'm all distracted. I thought it was shot really well, like you said, but at the same time, like it was meh. It didn't pull me in, and it didn't.
Yeah, because the acting's decent in it, Todd. It's got its moments. How do I put it? I mean, it's just.
Why are you tweeting while we're doing this?
Because I've got mad skills like that.
He's got mad skills. Todd, I got to tell you, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 on that for Origins. It's
right,
good.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's good, but not bad.
You want to talk about my Todd Farmer geek out moment?
Yeah, let me hear it.
Please do.
When I was at Gary's shop and I was doing coverage for Animal, and
I'll be at Gary's next week.
he found out. Oh man, I want to hear what you're working on. He found out about my love for Drive Angry, and he's like, "Hold on a second," and he brings out the case.
He showed you the God Killer?
All the different versions of the God Killer, and I got to wear the holster. I got because he had the rubber ones there,
Yeah.
and then he had the functional one that actually moved, and all that. I got pictures of me holding and like wearing all this stuff, and I was completely geeking out, man. Oh my
Gary's
god!
got the one that actually shoots, right?
Yeah, and I was
because
holding
Patrick's got the metal one for the close-up shots. I've got the one that was in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And then Gary's got everything else. And by the way, Gary owns those. He never cut a deal with Millennium, so they don't own any part of that gun. So he can do anything he wants with that gun, which is kind of awesome.
Well, there was that, and then he brought out the box. He brought out the box with all of the Lament configuration boxes from all the Hellraiser films.
Oh yeah.
These are like the original on-screen, like the real, and he's like, here, and he hands them to me, and I'm like, don't give me this. This is too much responsibility. And it was so cool, man. Oh God, I had so much fun that day there.
And by the way, he's so funny.
He's hilarious.
And not only that, he can kill you. I don't know if you know that.
Is he? What's he like?
I don't know what it is he knows. It's Taekwondo or some crazy weird stuff from Egypt. I don't know what it is, but he grabbed me one day, and I'm a pretty big guy. I'm bigger than Gary, and he put me on my knees so quick I thought I was going to die.
Oh my God.
Never, and I've been in a lot of bar fights. Gary's an hombre, and he makes really good blood.
Real blood.
Speaking of props, what is your best prop that you may have procured over time?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, it's definitely God Killer.
Yeah, that gun is so
I
sick.
love that I have my. Gary's got the head from Bloody Valentine. The last time I was there, he said, I want to do some stuff to it because he's a perfectionist. But I've got the Jason X head. I've got stuff from everything, but the God Killer is the one that I kind of like the most. It's it's something that was created out of nothing. It didn't exist before we actually started writing on a blank page, and it's sitting on my shelf upstairs. So it's kind of cool.
So if you hadn't seen Drive Angry, you gotta watch Drive Angry so you can see what we're talking about with the God
Holy
Killer.
crap! Yes.
And watch it with the commentary from Land of the Creeps.
There you go.
Yeah, we
had
had
a
them.
blast.
So what have we not done? We've not done Jason X. Right?
Jason X is the one that we have not done.
Who wants to see us do a Jason X commentary? Sean, we should do it with video so they can watch our reactions as we do
Okay, we can do it with video, but there has to be vodka involved.
Oh, plenty of vodka.
Tequila.
No.
You guys do tequila. I'm going to do vodka or
No.
I'll be the responsible one.
Oh my God.
Why?
Are we not having fun on episode 100?
You got a
God,
point.
dog. I've got one more question, fans. One more suggestion. I'm going to read this one off, and then we're actually getting into our review. Joseph Stern said, just keep doing what you guys are doing and maybe choose your top five worst horror movies that you have seen. Mine, by far, I can name my number one worst horror movie ever made is a movie back in the 2000s called Carnivore. Holy shit, is that the shittiest movie ever made to mankind? Period. There's not a worse movie, Doc. Nobody can beat Carnivore.
I will challenge that.
Right.
What is it?
Worse than whatever you're talking about?
Yeah.
The horror of the horrible humongous Hungen.
The what?
Did you just
Check
say
it out on
your
Trauma.
I haven't
humongous
seen that,
hung?
but I agree.
Yes. They got Jack Palance to do this voiceover, and I don't know how they it's clearly something that they either found or bought or
Stole.
put him in a room at a convention and said, "Here, say this,"
That damn
because it's
Lloyd
like top
Kaufman.
billed Jack Palance, right? One of those top billed, and all he does is voiceover over a completely unrelated opening sequence of a car driving endlessly through woods and like a cemetery, And then it's this shot on video monstrosity of this guy in like a terrible Halloween mask and gloves going, ah, and like chasing people around in the woods. And it's horrendous. But Troma did distribution on it. Need I say more? I can stop right there, right?
I
And
love Troma.
I love Troma too, but you know the story. And the cover of it has these two like 90s Poison video chicks in like fluorescent little tops and jean shorts that are cut up and all this, and then these big teeth coming in on them.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with the film. You put the film in, it's this complete piece of it's horrendous, but so wonderful. And yes, I own it, of course.
Well, of course. Well, see, you own
It's
it.
so
I
bad.
own Carnivore. Carnivore's so bad that literally through a lot of the movie, the microphone boom's hanging down every once in a while. They're like filming, you see the microphone boom just dangling, and then you see it disappear, and you're like, what the hell?
I made it through 10 minutes of Carnivore, and then I turned it off.
Oh, that's a horrible movie, guys.
And I don't like to admit that because I know it's tough to make movies, and I feel bad about that.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
But I mean,
Creature was bad.
Creature was pretty bad. Yeah, I'll agree with that one. But for me, the worst was, this is one that, Mystery Science Theater 3000 got all over, was Manos, The Hands of Fate.
Well,
I think when you're talking about that one, the whole, you got 10 minutes there of driving around, just with like looking out the window, and you're saying what's going on. Well, it's because the guy forgot to put the opening credits in.
I love that we're having this conversation, and that there's like 40,000 people right now listening to this going, no, it's Jason X.
No, Todd, I won't say there's not fans saying that, but I'm going to be honest. If you listen to Land of the Creeps, I will dare say 9 out of 10 of them like Jason X.
Let me ask you.
I know you guys like it because I come on your show, but
yeah,
a lot of people don't.
Have you found that tide turning though?
Have I what?
Have you found that tide turning in terms of general reception of that film?
It has gotten easier over the years. It was a weird situation because when we started making the movie, it was a very dark movie. And then Scream came out, and suddenly Scream was all like, we're self-referential. We know that horror movies are crazy. So they sort of acknowledge that. And suddenly, when we're right in the middle of production, we have to start changing things. And it made it feel a little weird. And so I can get that. But it has softened over the years. It's softened with me because I wanted to make Aliens.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we're saying the fact that we're writing lines like he's screwed, which by the way I wrote because at that point I was like, fuck it. Wait, we're not supposed to say that, right? PG-13?
No, we can say fuck it. I think my mom has heard me say motherfucker like 3 times on here already.
I don't know about Camel Dick, though.
Oh, yeah, that might be a little bit too much.
That's pushing it.
That's pushing it. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm doing my...
Well, I just pulled my boxers up really tight.
Coconuts. What?
Meg has just brought some pico in here and wants me to try it.
Oh my God, he's gonna
give me the bowl.
Give me the pico. Oh, Meg, check that shit out.
Cilantro.
You two are not in the same place, right?
Who?
You
Meg?
guys don't live. Yeah, I know Meg's
me.
there.
Oh, I was gonna say yes, she lives with me. No, Greg's in North Carolina and I'm in Kentucky, of course.
How do you guys have cousins who had sex? How do you know each other?
Yes,
okay. Here's the LOTC origin. He bent down. No.
Hey, didn't your mama tell you not to eat with your mouth full? Talk with your mouth full.
Do nothing with your mouth full.
Yes. Now he's gonna sit here and chew for 30 minutes.
Oh, I was going back for a second spoonful. It's really good.
Your guest asked a question. Answer it.
Damn.
You're like,
this classroom needs a substitute.
She just turned around and gave you the death look. I couldn't see it because she wouldn't be on the camera. All right, so here's the Land of the Creeps origin, which actually started out as the Creepshow feature horror show. Our friend Kenny, who has Myers House in North Carolina, sent me a message or emailed me or something. Said, "Hey, this guy is on a podcast. I started to hook up with him." Okay. And that's pretty much it. Like we've met a couple times at conventions, and then he asked me to come on the show, and I had a shitty computer, and shitty equipment, and like I did one show, maybe two, then there's like, yeah, you suck.
Yeah, that's exciting. What else do we want to talk about?
And then he blew me.
Hey, no, I did not, boy.
Todd is working on his car.
Is he working on his car?
I
hear
am
all these
actually.
noises over there.
He's making noise.
No, I'm actually doing. I'm doing. Well, I was, but now I'm not.
He's taking shots.
I was doing curls.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Curling your
very
buns.
productive.
16-ounce curls?
No, I'm not curling the butthole. I'm curling my biceps.
Y'all see my notes? Fans, we have went through every suggestion. Can you believe that, guys? We have went through all the Facebook suggestions. Now we get to start our episode.
Nice.
This is our episode.
I'll be right back.
Todd, you can hook up with us right here, buddy. What our actual episode is the best of decades. And what we're doing is starting from 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, even 2010 if you can do it. One movie out of each decade that changed or influenced the most in that decade.
Shouldn't you have sent me a memo so I could look at what decades these movies came out?
No, you're going to have the same ones we have. I promise you. But
I don't think it should just be influential. I really think that you should.
No, we're not doing our favorites.
Why?
Because we're going to do
We've
another
had
episode
time to
of that.
discuss this, Justin.
There was a
No,
crazy...
that's my list. I made this very detailed list. Go ahead, Todd.
Justin, did you make your list based on decades?
I did decades, and I did my favorite, the most influential, and then sort of my guilty pleasure from each decade.
Wow.
Did you get a memo?
I did. Yeah, we were having this discussion through Facebook.
You dickheads, you didn't send me a memo.
Todd,
that's Sean's issue.
That was Sean's fault.
Sean's the conduit.
Sean,
it is not a conduit.
Because he's not here, so
Mr. Sean Pico de Gallo, where are you?
What's he doing?
Stepped away. Look, fans.
Right when we get into it, he leaves. It's his fault.
He's having sex while we're doing this.
He is. He's really appreciating that food Meg just gave him. Now, what I wanted to do, Justin, this is for you. You've done all that detail, but I do want to do another episode in the future where we're just breaking each decade.
I quit.
That means we have to come back, right?
Shh, guys, stop talking about Sean.
Hey, Sean.
We're supposed to go silent.
Sean, you were supposed to give Todd the memo on what we were doing. You dropped the ball.
You didn't? You how did you not tell him about the theme of the
episode?
Well,
I didn't know that.
Queef.
We were, queef. Yeah, there's nothing like a pussy fart.
Steve, that's enough of that word.
Yeah.
You're awful.
Greg's mom's going to love that.
She's really loving this. Sorry, Mom. I love you. Mom knows I love her.
So, Todd, here's what we're doing. I'm hoping they already told you.
No, I already heard what you're doing.
What the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
Getting out the flashlight.
Just be glad you don't have video, Todd.
Junk out of the Pico de Gallo and get with the program.
Listen, that Pico de Gallo is mother effing tasty.
Well, this is what we're going to do. We're going to break into it. This
Try
won't
not
take
to be fat anymore.
I'm going to start this thing off with the 1920s.
Is that something you just decide one day? You're like, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't feel like doing hamster style
like
anymore.
18 pounds in 3 weeks.
Okay, I'm agreeing with everything Justin says.
Okay, I do too. Whatever Justin says, I agree with.
I'm going to go with Todd and Justin.
Whenever we get to the decade that has Bride of Frankenstein, that's my choice.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
The 70s, Todd. The 70s.
No, I think that's 2000s. What are you talking about?
Bride of
Was that it?
Yeah.
Bride of Frankenstein wasn't 2000.
Yeah, it was like 2003, right?
Bride of Frankenstein?
Yeah, wasn't that right after Frankenstein was what?
I'm not talking about The Bride with Sting.
That is funny.
Here we go. This was Matt's suggestion. So, Matt, here you go. 1920s. Let me kick this thing off, which I think will probably be most of everybody's list for 1920s. For me, the most influential and most talked about and definitely most known about in the 20s was 1922's Nosferatu. Directed by F.W. Murnau, starring Max Schreck as, Captain or Vampire Count Orlok. Dude, without a doubt.
I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
Nosferatu, man.
Yep.
Doc, I know you got other mentions there, but for me, Nosferatu. What do you got, buddy?
No, I do. Nosferatu is that would probably be my choice. I mean, you look at the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
That's mine. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was
influence
very influential.
wise. I mean,
yes, influential. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
But,
and even talked about today. I mean, look at it as from 1922 all the way to now in 2015. Nosferatu is like the most famous of the silent era for sure.
Yeah, but
Right.
he has a good he has a good. Yeah, I would agree. I would put that 50-50 because Nosferatu is great, but yeah, that would be 50-50 for me.
Okay.
I mean, if you're going influential, the
Yeah.
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari was extremely influential.
Okay.
Yeah,
on
absolutely.
even Nosferatu. So
Yeah. Okay. So what'd you have, Jesse?
Nosferatu.
Sean?
Yeah, I mean, it'd have to be Nosferatu.
And Justin, you said the Cabinet of
You did
Caligari.
Which, I mean, I've got on Wikipedia all the horror movies from 1920 up to
Yeah, I don't because I didn't get the memo.
to 29.
Because of who?
Well,
Because of Sean, who also
well,
chose not
well,
to
if it makes you
participate.
feel better, I didn't prepare. I'm just going off the seat of my pants.
He's also
Hence
not-
you not getting the memo test.
And I'm also not doing video, but I'm on video.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of good movies in the 20s, no doubt. But yeah, definitely there. So 1930s. Who wants to do 30s?
Oh, we're done with the 20s. That
All
was
right.
easy.
Yeah, this
well,
is go quick.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, if you're looking at the influential in the 30s, I guess you'd have to start with Dracula
Yeah.
because that was the first sound horror film, and there would not be Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein or anything if Dracula had tanked. So, I think for me that would be my choice as far as influential.
Yeah, mine's definitely 31, Todd Browning. But now, correct me if I'm not wrong. Dracula didn't have the greatest, or was it? I mean, I don't know as far as box office in that time era.
No,
Well, it was
tremendous.
a hit. It was a hit. Yeah, it was definitely a hit. And interesting, they didn't know how to promote it. They promoted it as a romance because
Right.
there really wasn't horror at the time. So, but yeah, that would have to be the most influential because then Frankenstein came out, later that same year.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, where are we at? Wait, are we in the 30s?
Yeah,
Yes.
30s.
Yes.
Because I got a call from somebody whose dogs got deported from Australia, and I had to talk. And now, okay, I'm back.
Hey, Todd.
You missed the 20s. They gave it all of 2 minutes.
We gave it all 2 minutes. We're going to concentrate on another episode, JB.
Okay, where are we at on the 30s?
My
Everyone agreeing Dracula was probably the most important
Agreed.
horror film.
Agreed.
That was my
There's-
choice as well.
There's just so many in the 30s
yeah.
of the Universal. I mean, you got Dracula, you got Frankenstein, and then you got the Mummy. I mean, there's just way too many that, like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's hard to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
Bride of
really the
Fra-
40s when they came. Like it exploded for
Okay,
them
well,
in the 40s.
So Dracula and Frankenstein were 30s.
31.
The same year, 1931. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
I'd say that Frankenstein was.
That'd be a 50-50 for me.
Bride of
Just don't
Frankenstein
vote.
was 35.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
Frankenstein.
really? No, Bride
Yeah.
takes over.
Oh, okay. Well, Frankenstein's definitely, to me, JB, Doc, I think maybe y'all agree. If you don't, that's fine. But I think Frankenstein was definitely the more superior movie.
Oh
over
yeah,
Dracula.
there's no doubt about it. Absolutely, Frankenstein's the better movie.
Yeah.
And even if you see the Spanish version of Dracula, the direction in that's a little more. The problem with I think Todd Browning sort of lost his heart for it when Lon Chaney died. Lon Chaney was going to play the Count,
Yeah.
and that's really what he was gearing it up for. And when that didn't happen, because the two of them were very close, they made so many movies together. But
Could you imagine Lon Chaney as freaking Dracula?
I can't imagine Bela Lugosi not playing the role right now. To be honest with you.
Well, that's a testament to the power of this film is that
Yeah.
he defined vampires forever.
Yeah.
And it's such a total shame, even though he made a lot of great movies or good movies, but he was known no matter what he was in, he was Dracula.
That's not a
Right.
shame. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah.
If you have something, if that's your calling card,
Right.
that you change cinema.
I mean, he was buried in the cape
Yeah.
for crying out loud.
Yeah, he was. I mean, because he owned. I mean, it wasn't the last time certainly that he wore the cape, and he
Yeah.
was. I don't know.
You know,
I don't have a.
No, go ahead.
I just think
You
that
don't
there are a lot
have-
of people who think that being typecast is like a negative thing, and I don't. And there's a difference between typecast and owning something, and typecast and running away from it.
Yeah.
And I know that he wanted to be known for so much more because of his background, but at the same time, I think that it's such a rich legacy that he has anyway. Even though he struggled for many years in Hollywood, like his story is actually pretty sad, but for Dracula to be that moment for him is pretty stellar.
Yeah.
I think so. I love the guy. I love Lugosi so much.
Me too. Absolutely.
It's interesting now because I've heard insider information that Universal can't use those images because the families basically came together and did a lawsuit. So they can't use those original images because they don't pay the families, even though they should technically.
Interesting.
So it's there's always politics involved.
Yeah.
So for you, Todd, Bride of Frankenstein, better than Frankenstein, better than Dracula.
Story wise, I love this. I love the Bride of Frankenstein story. I always have.
Yeah.
It and even though I think I think Frankenstein is a much better shot movie. I think it's a much better made movie, but I think the story is so beautiful in Bride of Frankenstein.
Right. I love the whole love angle. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Anybody else on 30s?
Well, it's not even about love, I would say. I mean, that film is about a lot of things. I don't know that love is really much of any of it. I think that Fessinger as Pretorius is one of the greatest all time. Like he was a supervillain before the age of supervillains.
Yeah,
and he's so fantastic. Even when he's just sitting having wine with a skull, the guy is absolutely amazing. I just adore that.
Which, by the way, that's where drinking out of the skull from Drive Angry came from, because Nick Cage loved that.
Oh, beautiful! How cool!
Nice.
I always use Nick drinking from that skull as an example. I'm like, we need to do better than that. Like, we're gonna go bigger than that in this film. How do you?
Yeah.
Because people always complain about Nick.
We were in the middle of production, and Nick said, for this to work, I need to really be drinking beer out of his skull. and they went to Gary, and they were like, Gary, can you make a skull that Nick's drinking beer out of? And Gary's like, okay. And so Gary made a skull, and as Nick is drinking the beer out of it, he's actually pulling slivers of skull out of it and pulling them out of his mouth, because it was the skull was just finished at that point.
That gives you the true meaning of.
I love that movie.
I'm so glad, because Todd, I'm honest, I did not really. Drive Angry was under my radar. Would not watch it. Sean bragged about it forever and a day. You got to watch it.
We didn't know each other then, right?
No, we didn't. And then watching it, and then the commentary,
right?
I was like, "Holy shit, dude! Where has this movie been?" Oh, such a good movie.
Yeah, 12 people saw it, and they really liked it.
I love it. It's one of my favorites.
All right, so let's move on from the 30s. If everybody's done, let's go to the 40s. I think, honestly, for me, 1941, The Wolfman, which is my favorite of the Universal films, is The Wolfman, directed by George Wagner, starring, of course, knocking everything down, starring, of course, Lon Chaney Jr., Claude Rains. To me, The Wolfman in 1940s just, revolutionized the 40s into the next generations of werewolf films. Man, I love it. Certainly, I would think without the Wolfman, you wouldn't have all the American Werewolf in London and the different things and blah, blah. But to me, it's the Wolfman 1940s. How about you guys, whoever wants to take it over? Doc?
I said the Wolfman as well, but then I also added, as an honorable mention, Picture of Dorian Gray. I don't really
Picture of Dorian Gray is a great movie.
And I watched it when I was like maybe 15 or so, and I was like affected by it, and so I was like, I can't not talk about it. And it's like, I mean, you can't really call it. I don't know. Can you call it a horror movie?
Yes,
you can. Yes.
Yeah. I think
horror doesn't need to be.
Blood, guts, and gore.
Yeah.
It was horrific. I'm sure it was very horrific back in the 40s.
Right.
But, yeah.
So to be in that genre. Go ahead there, Doc.
Yeah. I went a little sort of off the beaten path with this one. I went with Dead of Night from 1945. It's a horror anthology. It's a very early it's not the first horror anthology. I know there was a silent one. I can't remember what it's called now. Conrad Veidt was in it. But it's a very early horror anthology. It's British, and it's got some really. I enjoyed the the different tales it told. Plus, the framing story is just as good as the rest of the movie. So that's the one I went with.
Who all was in that? Because I don't know that.
Dead of Night. I know Michael Redgrave was in it, and he was in the most famous, I guess, sequence of it. It deals with a ventriloquist dummy that sort of comes to life, and the
I know that movie.
Yeah,
Mervyn Johns, Sally Ann Howes, and Mary Morrall.
Oh, I know that movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
See, I just don't remember that one, and I've looked it up, Doc, since we talked the other day about it, and I've got to find it. If anybody knows where to order that damn movie, find out for me. So hit me up.
Yeah.
Dead of Night. Wow. What about you, JB? What you got in the 40s, buddy?
I had the Wolfman as most influential, but I won't spoil any of the rest of my choices.
No, go ahead and throw a few out now. Come on.
No, I don't care.
You don't care just as like his.
Throw more out because I never
got
the
the
memo.
Gestapo.
I quit. See, Todd won't be on. He wants to know. For Todd, name some of yours off.
I think that
Here, I'm plugging
Frankenstein meets the Wolfman from 43.
Yeah.
I love that film so much. And I know we're not talking favorites, but it established the monster mashup. It also was.
I did love that a lot.
Yeah, and it was an expansion of. But it was one of the great things about the Universal films is that they all have a certain melancholy aspect to them, especially anything involving Talbot and the Wolfman. The darkness with that character is awesome and so powerful and sad and morose. And in this film, more than any of the rest, his whole goal in the film, and I know I probably talked about it before in an episode I have to have, just that he just wants to die. This isn't about two guys beating each other up, two creatures. This is about him and his singular goal to either be rid of this thing or to die. And that's the whole reason why he wants to track Frankenstein down. And the climax at the end, a lot of people think, oh, big sale and, short delivery. Well, a whole movie of those two rolling around and on a set would not have been fun. You needed to have it be brief. You needed to have it be something like that.
Freddy versus Jason.
Freddy versus Jason. But Freddy versus Jason, would that have ever happened if it wasn't for this movie? And but I just love that it could have been so easily it could have easily been just that.
Yeah.
They could have made a quick little film without any depth or weight, and instead they make this dark story of a man's quest to die, essentially. And I think it's a beautiful film. I think it's really great.
Is the 40s? Is that when the Abbott and Costello stuff happened?
Yes, that was the first
48.
Frankenstein one. Yep.
Yeah.
48.
Which established a whole subgenre too. I mean, geez, how important is that?
God. I love Abbott Costello anyways. And then just that classic first one was just amazing, dude.
Yep.
To get all the original cast together and then have Abbott and Costello was just the bonus.
Well, the best thing about that is that you have Lon Chaney Jr., you have Bela Lugosi, Glenn Strange. They're in a horror movie. They're playing it straight.
Right.
For them, it's total horror, and Abbott and Costello are the ones adding the comedy.
Yeah, but it was Frankenstein was played by
Glenn Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was the difference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who actually had more merchandise made of his face in time
Oh, I didn't know
than Karloff did. Yeah, he became sort of the face of Frankenstein.
that. I didn't know that.
That's so crazy. Well, who else has 40s? Anybody got anything different?
It's gonna be the Wolfman for me.
I mean,
It's one of my favorite
oh, it's my favorite. Hands down, the
by
Wolfman.
far.
Oh my God, such a stellar movie, dude.
I'm a huge fan of the Abbott and Costello, but I would have to say Wolfman.
Okay. All right. I think we're going to get a lot of different here, fans. The 1950s. And for me, in 1950s, my one flick I had to pick, and like I said, none of these are necessarily my favorites, but for me, 1954 is Godzilla, directed by Ishiro Honda. I had to go Godzilla, man. It was like the King Kongs, it was that mecca of all the. How many freaking Godzilla movies are there, by the way? I don't know.
32.
32.
Wow.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I know.
I made it sound really good, like it was a legit number.
You did. You convinced me.
Hey, you convinced me. I was like 32. There you go. No, to me, I mean, 50s was Godzilla decade for me. But how about you guys? Jesse?
I said Godzilla as well. because like, and then I added like in writing next to it, Cloverfield, Pacific Rim. Like you're seeing like the big, huge, giant kind of monsters, like that sort of theme. Like those films were influenced by the older films that dealt with that, including Godzilla. And then also I put House on Haunted Hill and Creature from the Black Lagoon just because I love them so much.
So you want to put every movie from 1950s? Because that's what I'm going with. Because there's a lot in there. Like my favorite, it's going to be Creature from the Black Lagoon.
You should see my 70s.
There's only one movie in the 70s.
That's the 70s.
I'll write your notes down.
But
when was the Blob was 60s or 50s?
That was 50s. That was in the 50s. 58, I think.
Blob would be up there for me.
Okay.
Creature from the Black Lagoon, though. Fuck.
I mean, but then you got the emergence of Hammer.
Yeah.
You know, starting with the Hammer films. You know, Comparison Frankenstein. You know, Peter Cushing. You know, it's just I mean, there's so many films. Like we could sit here and talk about all these.
Right.
It's
we are on a future episode.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going with the Blob just to be a bitch.
Oh, you're not being a bitch.
The Blob is so pivotal for me as a kid.
I live about 8 miles from the movie theater.
So you go to the Blob Fest every year?
Yeah, they have the Blob Fest right now.
I want to go.
I'm going to Blob.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's all do it. Blob Fest.
I love that movie.
All right, I'm passing up the Bass Pro to go to the Blob Fest.
All right, now let me ask you though, the original Blob or the remake Blob?
Well, the original was 50, right?
58, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going.
Or are you going with the 80s Blob if you had to choose which was the better film?
Original.
Okay.
Steve McQueen, that's all you need to know.
Steve McQueen, I mean, dude.
Yep.
Steve McQueen.
Yep.
In a horror movie.
JB said the 80s. I can hear him.
Can you guys see my penis right now?
It's so big.
I saw it.
Well, it's semi.
I'm not impressed.
But if I smack it against the wall a few times, it'd be angry.
Would it be driving?
It's all about anger and phallic.
Well, no, because I'm just sitting in the garage right now.
Oh, okay.
Which is what you do in the garage.
Yeah. So what's yours?
Because I know we're going to be loud and my kid's asleep.
Yeah, we don't want to wake her up. She's such a sweetheart. Doc, what'd you pick for the 50s, buddy?
Well, you know, I was going back and forth with this one. I mean, Godzilla's a damn good one, but I was looking at House of Wax, you know, because it gave the world Vincent Price. That was his first, you know, that was the one that sort of launched him into horror. But the one I ultimately went with was Them from 1954, the big ant.
Oh, that's good too.
So you know that, and it's one of those things where if you watch that movie with the sound off, you're like, look at these goofy ass ants. But it's the sounds, the sound effects that they threw in there.
You just changed my opinion. It's not the Blob, it's Them.
Every time someone brings a new movie up, Todd's like, "Well, yes."
Oh, it did. I mean, with the sounds those things are making, they're coming out of the desert there. And that's a really effective scene. My wife is watching it with me, and she's like, "This is really getting to me." And she's, you know, she doesn't pay any attention to anything in black and white normally.
The big actor in that, he like a Western hero.
I mean, let me see here. I got it up here.
It's James Arness.
James Arnett, yeah.
Who was in amazing 50s film that is mine?
The Thing from Another World.
That's right.
Yep.
Which is one of the greatest films ever made. Period.
Yeah, Thing from Another World.
What year was that one?
50. That was 51, maybe. I think.
I can't believe that's not on Blu-ray. That's such a crime.
Holy fuck! I've got to go with Thing from Another World.
So Thing from Another World. Let everybody know what is so famous about that, JB.
What's famous about it?
Yeah.
It's fucking pimp ass.
Well.
What was it about?
I don't really know what's famous. Well, it's about guys who. It's an expedition in the Arctic. These people a spaceship lands and this thing thaws from the ice. It's what John Carpenter remade.
There you go.
And but both films, it's a great example of both films standing on their own as completely incredible, awesome, groundbreaking film. I'm not gonna say groundbreaking, but it's amazing films.
Thank you.
And one of the greatest things about the original, the dialogue is so crisp.
Yeah,
and like from front to back, and the delivery and everything.
And that's Howard Hawks.
Hawks is. And that's one of his greatest gifts is dialogue.
When people complain about remakes.
I know.
That's the big thing that I throw out there, because
Yeah.
when you look at that and you look at The Fly, both of those remakes were beautiful remakes.
They
but
were.
they sort of reinvented what the original movie was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's what
that's the
all
key.
remakes should do.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, totally agree
Agreed.
with you. What I liked about them too, Doc, was the fact that did kind of elevate that whole nuclear gigantic bug movies.
Yeah, which became sort of popular with
Yeah.
Tarantula and a lot of the other
Oh,
movies
God.
that came out. I mean,
So
that's what a
fun.
lot of, and
Deadly Mantis and all those.
Yeah,
I can't get enough of those films.
yeah,
I
no,
gotta
they're
tell
fun.
you, I'm enjoying this conversation. I wish I had gotten the memo so I could.
Damn it,
Man,
Sean.
won't you just go ahead
Sean,
and make
fail.
me feel like more shit? Damn.
And let me give a shout out here to Joe Dante.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
Anybody
Okay.
here know why?
No,
Shut-
please tell me.
yeah.
Just because
Matinee.
Matinee is awesome.
Matinee is one of the coolest. Oh my god, that movie. Mance.
Wow, I'd forgotten
Matinee.
about that.
That's my
That
DDP.
is awesome.
That's my
Total
DDP.
love letter to William Castle and the big monster giant bug mutant films of the 50s
Yeah,
with John Goodman in it, which I would watch John Goodman read the newspaper. I love
Right.
that guy so much.
he's awesome.
I love him.
He is.
I love
cool.
it. So anyway,
Oh, and real quick, just to throw it out there, of course, the original Invasion of the Body Snatchers was in the
Oh,
30s as
dude.
well.
yeah. Sure.
Oh, damn it!
Yeah.
Here we
Now
go.
it's time to change
Okay,
again.
And I hope
I
you ain't
can't
got
make it.
jeans
Todd
on, Todd,
Putty.
because you're getting ready to cut a vein.
Todd's like, son of a bitch, I gotta change again.
I'm gonna cut this thing and put some lemon juice in it.
Dude, I'm telling you, the ending of that movie was so freaking amazing. Love that damn movie.
What, the original Invasion of the Body
Yes.
Snatchers? Originally, it was supposed to end on the freeway there.
Yeah.
They added that part at the end, I guess, because they wanted an upbeat ending.
Yeah, I
But-
heard that.
It was originally supposed to end right on the freeway.
Right on the freeway. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
did it end, Doc?
Oh, well, he goes in and they make a call to the guy, and everyone, like, they said, oh, yeah, we found the truck. Come on, get the troops out. Like everybody's sort of sending in the troops, and then they're going to actually take action. It originally had a much more downbeat ending.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, so let's go to the 1960s. This one was tough for me, guys. God bless the 60s. For me,
This gets worse from here. Yeah.
I mean, for me,
Yeah.
the 60s was so tough for me to pick because of course, 1960 Psycho. I mean, my God. Alfred Hitchcock, probably other than John Carpenter. I mean, Alfred Hitchcock's like my favorite director, man. I just love Alfred Hitchcock. But,
Oh, he's awesome.
I mean, you got, Psycho. You've also got George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, dude, sitting right
Yeah.
there nestled. And both of them, I mean, everybody talks, and I talk how much Halloween
Yeah.
influenced the 80s slashers. But, 60s, fucking Psycho slasher there with Peeping Tom as well. But, I mean, fucking Psycho's amazing, but I had to lean and give it to 68 George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead, because of the whole zombie craze, even though we had White Zombie and because of the others. But definitely George Romero upped the ante and made, to me, the zombie generation. And
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you got that, but look at everybody else. William Castle, Roger Corbin,
right.
Vincent Price. I mean,
Yep.
there's just so. I mean, you can't physically pick
Right.
one that's
Physically.
just like the greatest thing ever.
Well, yeah, but I'm not just saying greatest thing ever. I'm talking about groundbreaking. And to me, Psycho, Night of the Living Dead,
Yeah, I mean,
when you go
that's-
into groundbreaking.
I mean, that's,
Yep.
that's probably the most popular, and
Yeah.
but
But what about you, JB?
I had Psycho down.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that in terms of influence, Psycho's it, and I don't think it's just because of what it did for the genre. I think it's for what it did for film, because it seems tame now, but it was a barrier breaker
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, and I really really love everything about that film. And Anthony Perkins,
Oh God, dude, he was amazing. I mean, it's no Vince.
there's nothing
Vaughn,
else you need to
gosh.
say.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it's it. Anthony
Yep.
Perkins. That's
And
the
it was
beat, dog.
and it set up, it's a class, Hitchcock and his betrayal of the audience with establishing Marion, and
yeah.
I just Man, it's a masterstroke that
Yep.
nothing will ever touch. As much as I love Night of the Living Dead, and that's my favorite Romero film next to Martin. Martin first, I think, and then Night of the Living Dead. I really just think that Psycho is something incredibly, incredibly special.
Totally agree. Jesse, what about you?
Psycho.
Psycho.
And then I also had Night of the Living Dead, and then I also wrote down The Innocents.
Oh, The Innocents is awesome.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Didn't we do that, Doc?
Yep, we did. You're right. We did that on one of the weekly horror, I think it was.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
That's a good one.
It's really good.
That's a good one. Came out 2 years before The Haunting, which is another one of my favorites.
The Haunting's so good. What about you, Todd Farmer? You agree with us?
Haunting is very high on my list, but I would have to say Psycho in this 60s era.
Yeah. I mean, it's so freaking good. I mean, I've got literally on my phone, that's my notification thing, and I've got Alfred Hitchcock's Presents as my ringtone. I love Alfred Hitchcock, man. And
I think if Psycho hadn't happened, horror would have taken a different turn.
Yep.
So, wow. Yeah, I never looked at it like that, but you're right.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you were coming out of that era of the big bug movies. You know, it's like every era had their own thing, and you definitely were out of the bug movies now. And,
Well, what you have to keep in mind too, Greg, is that Romero existed on the fringe.
Mm-hmm.
So Romero, and that's always where daring has lied. That's where daring exists, and that's where innovation is born. So that's where that's the groundswell that creates the rest of these things. But that usually doesn't get all the way up the percolator to the level of a studio picture helmed by Alfred Hitchcock. And for that to have happened with Psycho is a part of what makes that film so special. It's a lot like Mad Max, to be frank.
Yeah.
That this is a movie. The whole time I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, this is an opera. This is amazing. This is so. It's a sustained note. It's just this incredible thing. But then I had to sit back and go, this got made.
Yeah.
This is in theaters around the country now.
Right.
This got made. Yeah. And then you look back at Psycho and you think about, oh, how charming. They showed a toilet. But back then it was like, this is like an invasion of our privacy. Right. And this is one of the things that I've always talked about with Halloween that makes that special, is that it takes something, it puts it in your space, in your realm, and it preys on your fears.
And how awesome to have been one of the first audience members, because it has been spoiled for 99% of the people who have seen this movie.
Oh, yeah.
But to be that 1% who the surprises worked for you.
But even still, though, like when you
it still
watch
doesn't
it to
matter.
this day,
it's still brilliant. Yeah.
That,
it's still
when
brilliant.
he runs in the room, it's something else. And I mean, it's God. And it's all about that's a great testament to one of the great things that's missing from a lot of independent film, not to the fault of the filmmakers because they're usually on such tight time frames and incredibly minuscule budgets and all these things. The subtleties are what always makes something work. Always. Yeah. It's if someone has a lisp, if they have a tick, if they have a, not everything needs to be motivated by the story or motivating the story. Like when I watched, what was that terrible movie, Jesse, that you're like, you got to watch this piece of crap. And I watched it and it was so bad. What was that thing? With the kids talking about bears around the campfire forever.
Yeah.
Preservation. Every single element in that film is somehow tied to some exposition in some part of the story. The guy's wearing dog tags, right? And this is something I thought from the beginning. That's kind of a nice touch. He's just a military guy, maybe. I would love if this has nothing to do with the story and he just happened to be a military guy. But of course, it was all about him being a military guy and about his dog tag story and all the rest of this crap. Oh, my God. But when Anthony Perkins, the way he eats... Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, Anthony Perkins, way he eats.
What he eats is a moment. How many actors, how many performances do that?
Right.
You don't have to drop a chainsaw down a stairwell, which was incredible in American Psycho, but it doesn't need to be huge to be impactful, and that's what he proved in that role.
Yep.
Also, I think it was Alfred Hitchcock's direction so much of that, the way the camera angles were set, just a little, like you said, the subtle things that he was able to put in that movie. By far, stellar. Did somebody flush a commode?
Someone say commode?
My neighbor started his big truck.
I'm kidding. Okay.
I'm in Memphis. Everybody has big trucks.
Damn it, Memphis.
Well, I got one. You know what? I don't know if it's as influential as Psycho, but I think it might be close. And it sort of introduced. It showed that a horror movie can also be sort of beautiful. at the same time, and that's Mario Bava's Black Sunday
Ooh, I love Black
from
Sunday.
1960.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's quite on the level of Psycho,
No.
but it's such a great movie.
It's certainly a movie that I think fans should watch. If you've never seen it, you definitely need to check it out.
Yeah.
And that's the way I feel about Peepin' Tom, which I've reviewed that on a Slash from the Stash. Peepin' Tom is an amazing film, shot really well. Really creepy, man. The whole stalking aspect in that. But unfortunately for Peepin' Tom was, just a few months before that, Psycho. So, I mean, it was a bad time to put a movie out, man.
Yeah.
Put yourself up against that one. Holy shit.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so now we're going to get into probably, to me, this is definitely, it's getting harder and harder, man. The 70s now, fans. Holy shit. All right, I could not pick just one. The 1970s for me, guys, was definitely, you had to throw in the 1973, The Exorcist. Certainly 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1975 Jaws, as Todd Farmer's mentioned, and 1978 Halloween. For me, it's hard for me because everybody knows I love Halloween, and
you do?
He's just faking.
I'm faking.
Oh,
I'm
didn't
gonna have to pick 1978's Halloween for the decade of the 70s because of what it done for the 80s. Without a doubt, Justin, you have to agree. There would have been no Friday 13th. There would have been no slasher craze that I'm so amazed over. But
but
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, you're talking about influence here.
Yeah.
And I think that it inspired a lot of films,
Sure.
and I think it illustrated to a lot of independent filmmakers that you can. What's cheaper than shooting in a house? Shooting in the woods is the answer to that. But no, I mean,
or in space.
doing a slash not cheap shooting in space.
I love you, Todd.
But I think he's gone.
Dicks.
There you go.
Small ones is that.
But in terms of overall influence, Jaws was a moment for cinema, not just for horror.
I agree. It's Jaws.
It created something huge. Yeah.
It really did. I love Halloween. Halloween made me who I am. It's one of those movies, but Jaws, Halloween's a great movie. It's a beautiful movie, but Jaws is a symphony.
Wow.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
every element of it is iconic. And when you have a film that's that lightning in a bottle, that doesn't happen very often.
No,
and
it doesn't.
especially, yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, when you go back and you look at all the problems, because Bruce wasn't working. And
Right,
as a
that's what I was just gonna
Right.
say.
Or they
Yeah.
couldn't
they
get the lighting right
introduced
because
the
of clouds.
idea that the monster doesn't have to always be on screen. He can be under the water or in the woods or hidden. And then,
Well, Jaws and
the
Halloween play by
emotional
the same
story and the
rules.
character story, everything about it, Jaws. It's Jaws.
Yep.
I love
Yep.
Carpenter. We're friends,
Mhm.
but Jaws, Jaws.
Right.
Yep.
What was you
And
going to
Plus,
say?
Box office.
people won't go in the ocean now.
Yeah, exactly. I
Right.
don't go in the ocean because of it.
I'm really not even going to go to the beach. Period. Now.
Good, because you didn't send me the memo, so fuck you.
But I sent you moonshine once.
Okay, that gets you up there to like 49%. Awesome.
You're still
actually-
loading, Sean.
Two jars.
Still voting for Jaws.
Jaws. How about you, Jesse? Let me see that list.
Say Grizzly, please.
Holy fuck!
That's the 70s for me.
Well, read them. What you got?
But the ones I've starred, so Jaws, Alien, Exorcist, Halloween, Black Christmas,
Ooh,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I love Black Christmas.
Then,
Great movie.
my honorable mentions,
Okay,
Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
good one.
Let's Scare Jessica to Death,
Because of the
Ooh,
name.
Oh, it's good.
nice.
That's
yeah,
good.
That's
good.
a good one.
Amityville Horror,
Okay.
Mhm.
Omen, Suspiria, Burnt Offerings,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Carrie, and Don't Look Now.
Thank you for saying Suspiria. I love that damn movie.
Yeah.
All those movies are great.
Yeah.
I'd still say Jaws.
They're,
Because
that's why
they're
the
all
70s
great. all those movies are great. 3 of those movies are the movies that made me who I am, because I was born right before that. But Jaws is just
Jaws.
a beautiful movie.
Damn.
But look at how strong the 70s was. I mean, it was just like, fuck. I mean, could you have not put out a better list of movies in a decade, man? I mean, holy shit.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
No, it's unfair to even do what we're doing for the 70s right now, because, but Jaws.
Oh, Greg, are you okay?
Look, you guys need to quit having sex while we're on the podcast. I know you're all turned on by horror and blood. But stop it.
Todd, damn it, boy.
God damn.
God damn.
Oh.
Don't at
Cut
least
it out.
don't come while we're talking.
Put it off until after.
Restrain yourself, guys. Restrain yourself. Justin, you got any other ones on the 70s?
I had, because I broke my list up between favorite, then influential, then and it was Halloween and Jaws, and I kept going back and forth. And I remember I was at work the day when I was making this list, and I'm like, no, it's Halloween.
Yeah.
No, it's Jaws. No, it's Halloween. And I arrived at Jaws overall for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an incredible time because it was like the Wild West in film.
Right.
Because people were able to shoot. There were more cameras than there ever had been before. The handheld was born really during the 60s, and it came into its own during the 70s. And Steadicam was born during this period as well. So I mean, it was like, it wasn't just, it was like an explosive period for cinema. Yeah. And it always begins in the underground and in the independent, and that's where horror has always lived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a thrilling thing. And even the knockoff films, because you talk about Halloween and Jaws, 2 films that have probably created more knockoff movies than any other. A lot of people say, oh, Scream created this thing in the 90s. Really, Scream stands alone. Yeah. Scream, no one made Scream. No one really made a self-referential film outside of when you get into the comedy films that were made. No one really did it. Yes, they may put young, pretty people in movies, but they've always been doing that. Okay,
that's a great point.
Halloween and Jaws, there really were no knockoffs of Scream, and everyone says, "Oh, I know what you did last summer," and all this. You can't lump those films together.
No, you're right. That's where it's separated, because Halloween spawned Friday the 13th. Yeah. Jaws spawned Misery. Jaws spawned Silence of the Lambs. Jaws, it was a different kind. It was sort of studio film versus independent gore film. Yeah. And really, that's where the separation took place. Jaws and Halloween.
And even the films that came in the wake of those movies, many of them were really, really special. Yeah. And one of them that I point to is, like I mentioned, Grizzly from 1976, that a lot of people think it's so easy to dismiss the sort of rampaging animal films, which came into their own in the 70s. The Bigfoot film did too. Yeah. Legend of Boggy Creek gave way to all
Boggy Creek was great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, such a simple concept that gave birth to this incredible subgenre. Oh, man, I can't get enough of it. But Grizzly is a great example of Jaws, but it's Jaws in the woods. And that became the tagline, Jaws in the woods, Jaws at the daycare. I don't know, whatever. But
Jaws in the toilet. Yeah, there we
because go. It's such a, and what that means is that these stories, Halloween and Jaws both, can be boiled down to taking our core fears and making them anywhere, putting them anywhere, putting them on the places we hold sacred and the things that we think, it's just a closet. No, wait. Yeah. And when I recut the Halloween trailer for the re-release a few years ago, the key sequence that I built the entire trailer around was the reveal of Michael out of the closet as Laurie's leaning up against the wall. Yes. Do you guys remember the trailer for the re-release?
Yep. He fades in.
He comes into it and comes out of there. And that's the equivalent to me. There's this shot in Jaws, not to go all over Jaws again, but there's this shot where they're in that weird red flat bottom boat.
Yes.
The guy in there, and he's looking over the edge. And they do there's this high shot of him, and just underneath him, just skirting under the water, you see the shark. And you haven't really seen it yet. You haven't gotten a good look at it yet. but you see
Right.
it pass right under the boat, and it's sideways, facing sideways, coming under the boat.
Yes.
It's this mortifying moment
Yes.
of like, oh my God, like you might, and he's oblivious. He has no idea.
Yeah.
And that's just, then it's the same thing as when Michael Myers is in the back, when she's talking on the phone, and in the back, the door to the
Yeah.
house, you're seeing him stand there
Through
in
the
the door.
glass. Yeah.
Through the glass. Those kinds of moments. Anyway, that's what the 70s were, an era of music getting bigger, but everyone in like looking at life through a completely different lens. And it was a very realistic period. It was a teen-centric period because movies like The Van and all these like roller skating movies and all this shit, they were about kids being kids. They weren't about kids in an adult story having one line. They were movies focused around children and around youth and around teenagers. That had never happened before.
Yeah.
No.
In the 60s, it was bubblegum pop shit. It wasn't real. In the 70s, the first era where kids who were teenagers got to see themselves on screen for the first time.
Nice.
And that's one of the things that I maintain about horror, that especially the first act of most horror films presents kids as kids in a more realistic light than most other cinema, because it gives them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It gives them the power, and it lets them exist as real entities, as opposed to, oh, my dad's the guy divorcing the wife. Oh, my mom is the one who ignores me all the time. Or it's like kids are a story device everywhere but horror.
Right.
In horror, they are the focus. And in the 70s is when this happened like never before.
Wow.
See, this is perfect. This is what video is awesome for. The passion that JB has, you can see it. I mean, it's true. It is. I'm not waxing your car.
Blushing.
I'm telling you.
So would we say it's a tie between Jaws and Halloween?
I'm sold, because I was actually going to lean towards Jaws, and then Justin started talking more about Halloween. So together,
My vote is for Jaws, though. Like what I arrived at was Jaws.
Right, but
Yeah. Look, I don't want to take anything away from Alien, but
Yeah.
yeah,
you don't have Alien without those two movies.
True.
Right.
That's true.
Exactly. And the funny
Truckers
thing
in
is,
Space.
yeah. Come on. I mean, for me, I put Texas Chainsaw Massacre in there, but that really is not even in the ballpark.
It is, though,
To
because
me, it's
that
not.
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is.
different.
It is. I don't want
It's a
to take
different
anything
thing.
from Texas Chainsaw, but again, without Jaws and Halloween, you don't have Texas Chainsaw. Nobody makes that movie.
Me and Jesse's over here.
Are you guys having sex again?
No.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah.
this is how they do it. This is safe sex in Canada. Skype.
Sex.
Well, let's
Ben-
look.
Been there.
Been there and done it. All right, now we go to the hardest decade, guys. The 80s.
No, it's not.
Yes,
70s.
for me, it's the 80s. The 80s was so hard for me to pick because, my God, it's my decade. That was my jam. I was born, of course, in 72, so that tells you how old I am. By the time the 80s hits, when I got into horror, and I was bombarded and bombarded with damn every slasher movie under the sun.
Wait a minute. What?
I need an
Cumbarded.
interpreter.
Did
for
you say
that.
cumbarded?
He said
Cumbarded.
cumbarded.
So you took a lot of shots.
Don't say that around Todd. He's going to use it. He's not going to pay you for it.
So did you take a lot of shots to the face?
That's true.
But I mean, for me, I had to go with 1980s. I had to go with the original Friday 13th. I don't know why, but Sean Cunningham, Friday 13th.
It's
Who's
Todd.
massaging their beard?
It's Todd.
I'm scratching mine. I mean, what about you guys? Who wants to take over? 1980s. Jesse.
The Shining.
Okay.
American Werewolf in London because of the practical effects
Right.
and transformation. See, I have a huge list, so it's not very fair. And then after that, it was Evil Dead, Nightmare on Elm Street, The Thing, Fright Night, Lost Boys, Hellraiser, Changeling, and Prom Night.
So from
So
1980.
every movie made in the 80s.
All of these. I like them all.
Except for Jaws of Satan.
Jaws of Satan. There you go.
Right.
How about you,
wait,
Doc?
hold on.
Oh, wait. What? How about you, Doc?
Add it, and then
Well, first off, mine from the 70s was Jaws. Thanks for asking.
Oh, I'm
Greg.
sorry, Doc.
But
he was too busy being bombarded.
Thanks, Dickheads, for not including one of your guests.
Bombarded.
But
He's not a guest. He's a regular on the show too.
that's valid.
He's like part of the show. There's like 3.
For crying out loud! Everybody said Jaws. I thought.
Oh,
I'm
this
sorry.
show's
yeah,
so
well,
terrible.
that would be
What
mine.
if he
Doc,
wanted-
you've never been
Shame.
on one of the shows where I did my my commentary.
No, I haven't. Damn it! And I
Where the
when we
fuck
do
were
when
you?
when we do Jason X, I'm definitely there because I would
Hey,
love
Todd,
to
do you
see
have-
that.
I'm sorry, Greg's mom. I said fuck again.
That's okay.
Greg said
Just ask her to leave the room.
Yeah. For 80s, I would go with An American Werewolf in London, and it is the practical effects. I remember my 6th grade teacher talking about this movie to us and talking about the practical effects in this movie before I even had a chance to see it.
Oh wow.
This was just all the rage back in 1981, and I remember it, vividly. So yeah, for me that's the one I'm going to go with
That's
as far as
amazing film.
influential.
Amazing film. So love that film. How about you, JB?
Fright Night.
Fright Night.
I really think that, like, for me, over time, it's flip-flopped. In terms of influence, I think it's The Thing. I think that what Carpenter did in that movie was initiate the era of the splatter film and the sort of the effects-focused practical film.
And the remake.
And the remake
There you
in
go.
a huge way, yeah. And he lended legitimacy to that. And everyone in that movie is incredible.
Yeah.
And
Oh God,
the,
yes. Stellar cast.
the scope of the film, Jesus, man, it's so
That's
incredible.
my favorite. That's my favorite from the 80s is The Thing.
Yeah, I love that movie. Mine is a little opposite. My favorite that's my favorite Carpenter film is The Thing.
Right.
Sorry, guys, but my favorite of the decade is what I watch more than anything else is Fright Night. It's total comfort food for me. It's like,
Nice.
yeah. So it's such a good movie, and the score for it. I know it's one of those movies, and so many of these that we've discussed tonight are this way, where I can have it playing in the background, and it's like a record to me.
Yeah.
I know the sound for these films so well that I don't even need to look at the screen, and it plays out as I'm doing whatever else I'm doing. And I use film like music in that way, where you can have it there. It evokes the same thing as like a great like Miles Davis. Like I know all the Miles decades, right? And I have albums from Miles that I like to put on for certain moods. And it's the same thing with film. And I'll reach to Fright Night for something very different than I'd reach for like The Thing.
Yeah.
The Thing is a sit down and watch film.
Oh yeah, you
And
got
Fright
to
Night.
watch.
Fright Night is a soundtrack to my night kind of film.
Nice.
Maybe it's because I know it so well. I
How
don't know.
about you, Sean?
Well, he's got Fright Night as his fun film. Mine is Monster Squad. As far as just, I can
Oh,
sit
yeah.
down and watch it.
Yes.
And
That's
I
awesome.
remember as a kid, like I rented that movie so many
I did
times.
too.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love it. But as far as like influential, yeah, I like The Thing and I like Evil Dead.
Okay.
Oh,
But there's so many films to choose from.
I don't know. Let me ask you this, Sean. What do you think about Evil Dead's influence immediately versus in the long run? Like, do you think that when it came out, it had an impact, or do you think that it took a while for that?
I think it's been more. I think it's over time. Like
Yeah.
I think when Evil Dead 2 came out, is Jessie asleep? Oh, she looked asleep. I was like, she just passed out. What the hell? Yeah. It's like, damn it, I'm hanging up. Fuck this.
Phone porn.
Yeah, but I think as far as like over time, and then you have Evil Dead 2, which kind of introduced that slapstick. Then you get in later on into Army of Darkness, of course, and then you got went blank. Mine went blank. But I think as far as Evil Dead, I think it's
Look who's
could be-
talking to.
Maybe,
Oh God.
maybe.
That's not focusing, Greg.
No, it's not. What's up with that? That's the coolest screenshot you'll ever see.
Sean, I
All-
agree with
all
you,
of
and I think
yes.
I think that the Evil Dead franchise is a great example of one where the sequel made the original bigger.
Yeah.
Agree.
I think it was the slapstick comedy, you know, it was more over the top and ridiculous
Yes.
than the original.
Yeah.
And I think then there's like, oh, well, here, let's go back and watch this. And I love the original. I mean, I've been to where the cabin was located.
Have you really?
Yeah,
Wow.
sadly it's not there. The only thing that was there was the hole in the ground where they had the trap door underneath the cabin where it's supposed to be the basement.
Yep.
And then the chimney, and then they tore it down to make they like subdivided it, going to make it a subdivision, which is sad, but I mean it's private property. I mean that's what
20 years later, what do you expect? Or 30?
Yeah, so, but I love Evil Dead, but my go-to film to where I can just pop it in the Blu-ray or DVD and even listen to the commentaries, and like you said, you can be working throughout the house and you know what's going on, is the Monster Squad. Because it's got that throwback.
I love that movie so
It's
much.
got that throwback feel to what I love about Universal. Because when I was, growing up, the Universal films, because I only had free HBO every so often, but Universal films were on television more, especially during Halloween. And then, did somebody just unzip their pants?
Sorry.
Yeah, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Whatever works.
What was this, Greg?
Well, at least you didn't hear that.
Fist time for Greg.
At least you didn't hear that, and all of a sudden,
Shut up.
Yes, but, hey,
Monster Squad was
Can you hear
pivotal.
yeah.
I need to stop using the word pivotal. Oh my God, he really is.
This is. I mean, I'm glad for
He
not.
said-
I'm peeing on a tree because
He's waiting for when you talk, though. I think that's especially
Well,
hilarious.
How
It's
many
even
times
funnier.
have people peed on your podcast?
Start talking like this. Are you? Because he's peeing as you talk. Are you? Splatter,
Dude, I don't have
splatter.
to. I don't have to. Dude,
You can tell he
I know
lives
how
in
to
Tennessee
pee.
again. That's all I'm saying.
This is crazy.
Monster Squad is also the best creature from the Black Lagoon type
Yes.
monster that's ever been on film outside of the original creature
Totally
film.
agree. Gilman
Yeah.
looked awesome.
Yo,
You
man
know-
looks freaking incredible.
Yes.
And
Yep.
Wolfman is handled well. Everything is handled so perfectly with that.
Yes.
And that movie makes me feel that's one of those rare films that hasn't been tainted in any way for me. And so I steer clear of like meeting anyone from the movie when I'm at conventions and stuff. I'm just like, no, not that guy. Because I don't want any part of that to be soiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the-
If,
you
I'm
know.
sorry. Go ahead. I was
No,
gonna say-
it is that incredible. It is that complete a package for me.
Yeah.
It was that and the Goonies together
Yeah.
made me want to explore the world, and that has never stopped for me ever. And that's
Totally.
because of those two films. Totally. Because
I absolutely love Monster Squad. It's like I keep it downstairs. Like I have certain films that I keep downstairs that I watch: Star Wars, Halloween, Mad Max, and Monster Squad, and the Goonies. I mean, that's what I keep
Nice.
downstairs.
and the Warriors.
Yeah.
The Load War, yeah.
Load Warriors. What the
Load
heck?
Didn't I
'Cause
send that
that's-
to you?
Yeah,
I
porn
saw-
version.
The day I saw Mad Max, I was like looking for porn knockoffs, and I was sending it to my friends. They're like, "Oh, I can't wait to see it! I'm posting my pictures." And so I'm like, "Load Warriors," and then I found another one that was like, "What was the other one like?" It was something about I don't know. All right, anyway, porn
Now,
knockoffs.
I'm
And
through. I'm through.
Todd,
Jason.
has there been a Jason X porn knockoff?
I'm sure there's been
It's
1,000.
too easy, right?
Yeah, there should be.
XXX.
If Edward Penis Hands exists, Jason Triple X exists.
There has to be.
And I can't forget about Gremlins either. I enjoy
Oh,
Gremlins.
Gremlins is cool.
Yeah. What do you got, Doc, on your 80s?
Well, I already answered.
Okay, Jesse, you answered.
So you've come to
JP.
me
one
twice
time
to
he
make
comes
up
to you.
for the 70s. You've come to me
You're
twice.
losing
Okay.
me.
Thanks for
Okay.
ignoring me.
Todd, who
And
you got
ask
for the
Todd.
80s, Todd?
Jesus
All right.
Christ.
The first LP, album,
Uh-huh.
which is sort of back now because people are listening to those,
Yep.
was Fright Night. Every
Hell
night I
yeah.
rock myself to sleep. I listen to
good-
that album all the time. I still have it, and I can't listen to it now because it's so scratched up. Fright Night was a huge, huge part of my life. But at the same time, I can't take away the fact that The Shining.
Yeah.
What was the other one we mentioned?
Friday 13th.
Shining?
A lot
No.
of them.
Not Friday the 13th.
The Thing?
Shining and
Werewolf in
The
London.
Thing.
The Thing.
Shining and
Thing.
The Thing, those two together, because The Thing created, in my mind, created the remake.
Mhm.
And Shining
Yep.
was again, it was a symphony.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I know Stephen King doesn't like it, but that's because Stephen King's wrong.
Yeah. In that case, definitely, he's definitely wrong.
No, the answer to that is something you can relate to, and that's because he wrote the source material.
Yeah.
He did, and when you look at what they did with The Shining, it's just everything about it is from the moment you first meet that couple driving to the hotel.
That beautiful shot, man.
It's gorgeous, and from the moment you meet the hero, which is Jack Nicholson, and he has dislocated his child's shoulder,
right,
and he's the hero.
Yeah,
right,
dudes, that's you just can't do that today.
Right.
If you did that today, every executive on the floor would say, "Oh, you can't do that."
Right.
Until you see Mad Max, and then you go, "Oh yeah, we can."
Well, I mean, you can if you got George Miller, but you can't. I mean, for the most part, you can't do that.
Yeah.
So I would say it's a tie between those two, and then certainly Fright Night gets a. Patrick and I were going to do the remake on Fright Night, and we did not get the movie.
Damn.
But we tried really hard.
Yeah. I want to see that script if you get a chance in it. I'm just kidding.
I think I posted it.
Oh, okay.
I think I posted the outline because we never wrote their script.
Yeah, after
it was Jamie Lee Curtis and Tom Atkins.
Nice.
As people who were remaking. Oh God, what's his name's in the movie? The vampire killer was Fright Night.
I just went blank on that too.
Who was he was a Planet of the Apes guy. Peter Vincent. Yes, they were remaking his movies. It was because it was a time when remakes were crazy, and so that's what we were trying to be meta about.
Yeah,
but we didn't get the job. We pitched it twice.
Well, that sucks.
We pitched it twice.
The business sucks.
The business does suck.
We pitched it to Clint Culpepper, who was doing all the what are the vampire movies where what's her name goes in? No, she goes in and she fights all the werewolves.
Oh,
Underworld. Yeah, we went into the Clint Culpepper who did all those movies, and he stopped us 10 minutes into the pitch and said, "I don't get it. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I don't get it." And then it went to DreamWorks, and we went back in and pitched it, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't get it."
Wow.
So, by the way, I didn't make any money off that.
Well, damn, that's.
But my choices would be a tie between Shining and The Thing.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
Okay, I could totally see that, guys. I mean, without a doubt, great films. Great films. Oh, we're almost done. 1990s, guys. There is zero going on in the 90s.
By the way,
liar.
Dickhead who asked this question. We have to be doing this.
What's that?
Yeah, he owes us money.
He does owe us money. Slasher Matt, you owe us money.
Slasher Matt, you're on my shit list.
Boy, I'm telling you. Hey, Matt McDaniels. Matt McDaniels. I'm gonna tell you, Todd. Matt McDaniels is one of the
3 listeners right now. He's not even listening, is he?
Oh, he's listening.
No.
I'm telling you, Matt McDaniel's listening, and he's a huge fan of yours, Todd. I will tell you that.
I'm going to challenge your statement that the 90s is an era where nothing happened.
Well, I'm not going to say it's nothing happened, okay? I'm going to say this one. My 90s would be a toss-up, which I'm going to give it to one. But you got 1996 Scream, hands down, Wes Craven, what that did. But 1999's Blair Witch Project.
That's the one.
Talked about this,
Directed by Eduardo Sanchez. And that one, I want to say Scream. I really, really honestly do. But you cannot pass up what Blair Witch Project did. I don't like the film. It's not one of my go-to films. I've never been a fan of it. But, my God, it changed cinema history, man, from the moment that movie came out to the present.
You know who suffered the most in the wake of that?
Who's that?
Tripod manufacturers, Manfrotto.
Yeah.
I thought it was the people that sat in the front row at the theater.
Hold it with my hands?
I've only thrown up at one film, and it was actually Point Break. That made me throw up. Until the other night when I was watching this piece of shit called You're Next.
What? I love
Have
that
you seen that movie?
I love that movie.
Yes.
I'm fairly certain it was shot on a trampoline. I think that the cinematographer, like the entire time, the camera guy's I think he's just jumping up and down on a trampoline from front to back on that movie. It was so unwatchable. But anyway, I mourn stabilization equipment in film. And a lot of it has to do with Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Oh, God, make it go away.
Way to go, Jesse.
Yeah, shake it around. Shake it around. If you want to be really meta about this.
No. Oh, that's her man crush. Has it got Ty West in it?
Yeah, Blair Witch can blow me.
Well, he was in it for a little while.
Blair Witch was a marketing thing.
Yeah.
Blair Witch was marketing.
Yep.
I forget the guy's name because I worked with him in the past, and he was a dick. I mean, he was great.
Right.
I mean, a dick. I mean, he was great.
Hollywood. You're so.
But it was a marketing thing.
Yeah.
They created this whole thing as if this is real.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. And people bought into it, and that's why it became a big movie. But Scream. It's Scream.
Yeah.
1990, Scream.
Influence-wise?
Scream.
Blair Witch.
Really? So how did Scream influence cinema?
Scream sort of, because, and by the way, this just may be me, because I was making movies at the time. I moved to LA in 1996, so this was when I was there. Mm-hmm. And this movie is what stopped Jason X. It's what stopped everything we were doing, because suddenly self-referential is what was going on because of Scream.
What self-referential films came in the wake of Scream?
Nothing. Scream. Scream was the first one to come out and say, hey, we know what the rules are, and we're acknowledging it.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
Scream,
wrestling, where wrestling
it's not just that. When I first got out there, it was just Dimension and it was just New Line. They were the only ones making horror movies for the masses.
Right.
And Scream came out and it made what, $6.3 million opening weekend. It was a failure, but word of mouth made it huge. Who is typing?
It's kind of like Halloween.
Greg, is that you typing?
Somebody's like doing research while I'm saying this.
It's kind of like Halloween, like you just said.
He's who directed Scream? Boop, 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 boop. You're a dead fuck is the answer to that. Let me put it in my computer.
Yeah, but I mean, Halloween done that. It didn't open up right away, and it was the word of mouth, and the same way with Scream. Absolutely.
Is that true about Halloween?
It is, yeah. It only opened in a couple of theaters, and if it wasn't for word of mouth, it would have actually done nothing.
That.
Yeah.
How did I know that?
I should
know that. This is what I do.
When Malik and I put it back in theaters a few years ago, we had the widest release the film's ever had.
Wow.
And it was the first time that it's ever played in the UK in theaters.
Look, I'm totally fine with you guys telling me I'm wrong, but I'm not.
I agree with you on Scream because it's
I had Scream.
I absolutely did not like Blair Witch.
After Scream, every studio, every production company created a genre company to make horror movies. Scream was the one
What's wrong
movie.
With that?
But I'm telling you, Scream was the one, because when I first came out here, everybody looked down their noses at horror. Horror was, horror.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're not horror. You know, we do bigger things than horror. We don't do horror.
Yeah.
But after Scream, everybody realized your movie that cost this $1 million could make over $100 million.
Yeah.
Suddenly, everybody was doing it. Scream was huge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scream changed the industry.
Yep.
I don't give a shit what came out in 1990. Scream was the one that changed everything. And I look, I respect all of you, kinda, but Scream was the one that changed the industry. All right, you guys go now.
I could tell. No, see, I said, like I said, Scream, Blair Witch. I went Blair Witch because of what it did. But Jesse, didn't you have something else besides that as well?
It was Blair Witch and Scream, but I'm gonna argue with you there, Todd. Is that Blair Witch? Like, if you're gonna go thematically, like if you're gonna go based on like what horror movies were made because of it, if we're gonna go influence-wise, then we have to say Blair Witch, because you have how many found footage films out there now that were influenced all by Blair Witch and were
but how long after Blair Witch did those things happen? It didn't start happening until Blumhouse started doing it. And he did it because he didn't have any money.
But like I think the only other film that I can think of that is meta in a way that Scream is meta is Cabin in the Woods, and that's years later, right?
True, but Scream.
But you're talking about industry influence, Todd.
Yeah, I'm talking about industry. I'm talking about from that point forward, from Scream, everybody in Hollywood realized, holy fuck, we can make money on this if we make these really cheap movies. And by the way, I think you're really hot. But you're wrong.
You're wrong. Well, I mean, that was the franchise startup again.
He was talking to you, Sean.
Yeah.
I know. I'm getting ready to strip off to my
got a
bikini.
tight little ass.
Well, I'm fat. It's not tight, and I work in prison.
What is?
So you mean industry and
How do those things connect?
And then we'll leave it at that.
I'm saying when I came out to this world of Hollywood, when we were making movies, you really could only go to two places. You could go to Dimension, and they were beautiful. The Weinsteins were great. They loved horror. They're the house that built Freddy. Is that true? No, that's New Line.
No.
Yeah, New Line.
But you had New Line and Dimension. That was it.
Yeah.
After Scream, everybody was
Right.
doing it.
Right.
Yep.
Well, how about you, Doc? Didn't you have something else on 90s, or are you same?
No, I was kind of leaning towards Scream too, because I thought that it sort of rescued the genre too. I mean, the genre was sort of floundering in the 90s until Scream came along and became a massive hit. So I was with Scream also.
Okay. And Sean, you had Scream as well?
Yeah, because, I mean,
See,
Blair Witch started the whole people puking in the theater because this camera just constantly moved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got into Blair Witch. I mean,
me neither. I mean, I did,
and
but I chose it for sure.
Scream took my money, and it took a lot of my money.
Oh yeah.
And
Scream took a lot of my money. I'm not saying it's.
I mean, it made $173 million, and its budget was like 15.
At least like
I own them
25
all
of
on
that was
VHS
mine.
and DVD and Blu-ray. Like I love.
Damn it, 25 is mine.
I'm sorry I bullied everybody into
No,
this.
you did.
No, Scream
No,
was it. We had this conversation via text before me and Greg did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to go either way. I mean, in Candyman, I mean, doesn't hold a candle to these, but Candyman's a real strong movie.
No,
It
yeah.
is. It's a great movie.
Love Candyman.
Oh, I love it too. And I mean, there's a lot of half decent films in there, but 90s for me as a whole, though, was really lacking, man. Really lacking. Until you said it, Todd, 1996 when Scream come out, it really revolutionized.
Look, until The Ring came out,
Yeah.
Scream was the movie that kept horror alive. Because
Ooh, I like that.
it absolutely spread across all of Hollywood. I was there. I saw it. Because we were pitching horror movies everywhere, and they were like, "No, we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
We were way better than this. We're not going to do horror."
Huh.
But once Scream came out, and once word of mouth created this, it was a Godzilla.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I'd never seen anything like it. Everybody suddenly I'm getting general meetings from everybody. It was crazy. And it was because of Scream.
Right.
This thing that Kevin wrote, he was broke, he had no money, Scream was the thing that changed. It kept horror alive.
This is true.
Man, I just love it. You keep saying help keep horror alive. That sounds familiar, don't it, JV? You stealing my moniker. God damn it. Okay, so JB, can we agree to disagree?
You guys
Absolutely.
you guys can tell me I'm full of shit.
No,
It's
I mean,
okay.
I can't argue with you.
I mean, Greg's mom is listening, and she's okay with the word shit.
Shit. She hears me say shit all the time. She's good with that.
well, I wasn't there in '96, but I love Scream, so
Yeah.
I'm going with you.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot. All right, let's break into the 2000s then. 2000s is what do I got wrote down here, guys? I've got for 2000, I've got Final Destination, the James Wan series, 2004 when Saw started, and then the 2007s when Paranormal Activity. That's the three I wrote down. Either the Final Destinations, the Saws, or Paranormal Activity, and I would lean it towards Paranormal Activity with what it brought back.
I think Saw.
The whole torture.
I think Saw became the dominant thing, and it initiated a lot of like
the torture violence.
Torture porn was huge because of Saw.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was gonna say My Bloody Valentine 3D because it started the 3D craze.
Yeah. Dickhead. No.
I mean, we've already waxed your car enough on those episodes, but I mean, I just absolutely love that movie.
Yeah.
Look, it's a good movie, but no, it was Saw. Saw create. That's the thing. We went from the Scream movies, which was basically all of Kevin Williamson's movies.
Yeah.
Where he's like, it was really good dialogue and it was really good characters, and then we went to
People in
this,
the basement.
Yeah, absolutely. Went to a different kind of movie, and that's what horror has always done.
Mm-hmm.
You go with the flow of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they definitely, I mean, with Saw, how many did they end up with? 7? And
7 or 8.
They did, but there were dozens of movies that were all. I couldn't get a job back then because I wasn't writing torture porn.
Right.
I didn't want to, and so finally I wrote one. But then torture porn was dying at that point.
Yeah, I mean, certainly there wouldn't be no, I think, quote unquote human centipede without Saw.
No, there wouldn't be.
Yeah. And a lot of those style films, the Serbian film, which I have never seen, but the Serbian film and different ones like that, Martyrs, and the list goes on. Inside Doc that we talk so much about, those great films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those great French films.
Yeah,
there was one particular that killed it, and I can't remember what it was.
That killed what, the 2000s?
It killed the torture porn.
Oh, okay. Was it the Serbian film?
Turistas?
Oh, Turistas. I like Turistas.
Yeah, but it came out and it failed big time.
Yeah,
and that's when Hollywood stopped making those movies.
Yeah, I mean, that's to me a really good film, along with Wrong Turn series, those kind of things like that. I kind of like those mutant, blah blah, but. I mean, definitely out of Final Destination, the series, Saw, the series, Paranormal Activity, I definitely am more of a fan of the Saw series. Not that I own every one of these of all the series, but for me, Saw was something that we need to review because I do really like them.
It is a good series.
Oh, It is. The way
because
they tie
it's a series. It's a series that became something different.
Yeah. And Jigsaw with Tobin Bell, man, I just love that character, the dark side that they went to. So, what about you, Doc?
I actually went with The Ring from 2002 because it started to bring in all the remakes of all the Asian horror films. We got a slew of them, for a few years there. I also thought it was interesting, like after the previous decades of all of these, the mass killers and these big sort of hulking, giants and monsters and everything, that one of the most frightening characters in the new millennium to start it off was this little girl.
You're right. I stand corrected because we actually went to The Ring first.
Yeah.
The Ring was the first because we went to the supernatural Japanese kind of movie. And then we went to Saw. So that all happened in the same decade.
Sure.
Yep.
How about you?
When did Saw come out?
Saw came out around
2004.
2004, yeah.
Wow, really? So that's 2 years after The Ring. So we only had 2 years of that sort of Japanese horror influence.
They tried to strain it a little more. I think what was it? Was Darkwater was it Blackwater? I can't remember.
Blackwater. Yeah, it was
Darkwater was
chick with the big boobs, and then she made her boobs smaller, right. and I was like, why would you make her boobs smaller? Because there's some natural boobs. You don't want to make those smaller.
Look at Greg.
I had to do
What
that
is
too.
Greg is doing this and Sean is doing this. You can tell what they're dealing with
I
in
had
real
to,
life.
man. I had to do mine the same way, man. It was just getting
More than a
my
handful,
back
more than a
was hurting.
mouthful. It's a waste.
My back was hurting. I couldn't help myself.
You know,
she was
Someone
in
just spilled.
Once Upon a Time in America, and I was like, wow, she's a kid and she's naked, and I shouldn't be feeling this way.
Yeah, really. I know. You know, when you watch that movie now, you know how she turns out, and you're like, oh, you know, she's hot now, and you're watching that, and you're like, yeah, she's like 13 or something, and she's taking off
She's
her
like-
clothes. You're like, well, this should not be getting me. This should not
No,
be getting me hot here.
Why is my penis doing this
Right.
thing?
Steel.
I didn't
Yeah.
run into that.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. I was doing it.
Oh my God, no.
Like, I agree that Saw, like, and I put off watching Saw until about a month ago.
Yeah.
Like, I never watched it because I just didn't dig the torture porn thing. Like, I
Are you
watched Saw.
serious?
I'm dead serious.
Part 1 and Saw Part 2 aren't even
Whoa.
really torture
Saw
porn.
is,
Right. Well, once I watched the first one and then we watched the second one, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
But then after that, I'm just like,
yeah, but I wouldn't say Saw is torture porn.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Not the first one. The first
Not
one.
the first one,
Yeah,
no.
no.
It
The
led
first
the
one is-
way to
yeah.
a
See, I
time-
really enjoyed the
Right.
first one because
I
it was
love
like,
the first one.
it was like, okay, what's going on? You know.
Well, it was different.
It was, and I just was like, I just didn't.
It's
know,
a
one of the-
really good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoy it now. Like, I'm gonna buy them all. I mean, they're on Netflix, but I'm gonna end up buying them all.
And I could be biased because I know James and I like Lee a lot, but they're really good movies.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of sad that I didn't go watch them in the theater. But at the end of the 2000s, I think Zombieland has influenced on into the up to now of the zombie craze
Yeah.
with The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead came right after that. In my opinion, I could be
Yep.
wrong, but
And
I
even earlier than that, Shaun of the Dead from
Yeah.
2005.
right. I think
yeah.
Shaun of the Dead influenced Zombieland, then therefore has influenced this ridiculous zombie craze that we have now. So.
Wait,
But-
Shaun of the Dead is 1990?
2005.
2005.
Oh, so we dude,
Yeah.
Have we moved in the 2000s?
Yes.
Yes,
Where
because
was
Saw.
I?
Because you said Saw, because it was 2004. Dick. I just went ahead and said it for you.
You
Dick.
did. Well, Jesse, who did you pick in the 2000? What do you got
A novel.
2000s, I have Saw in the Ring.
in the ring? So
Where
see
my-
there, Doc. There's another ring.
There we go.
Who did you have,
Whoa,
JB?
wait. Let's back up. What was in the 90s?
Scream.
Okay. Forget what I'm talking about. We're in the 2000s. Okay.
Todd,
What'd you have, JB?
I had Saw.
Saul.
And then I had that my favorite movie of the 90s or of the thousands was High Tension.
High Tension's such a good movie.
That is good, and that brought in a lot of the French, like the real sort of
Yes.
extreme French movies that came after it that are
Disturbing film, man.
exactly. And I actually one of my favorites of 2000 it was is The Descent.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I
good.
love that movie.
I do
See,
too.
one of my favorites to sit and watch would be Devil's Rejects.
Devil's
Oh,
Rejects.
yeah.
Love
One
it.
of mine, Santa's Sleigh.
Oh,
Love
that, I'm telling you what, I am so glad that I paid.
Bring
money
it.
to rent that.
Goldberg.
Fucking awesome.
That movie's great. It's the best
Move,
thing that guy
bitch.
ever did.
Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out. I love that damn movie. Santa Slay's so freaking awesome. Oh, all right. So we've got these. So 2010 to present, dude. I have zero. I really, honestly, man, am
Well, it's hard to talk about influential, I guess, at that.
because it's still new.
Yeah.
At that point, because it's so new. I mean, if I were to go with this one, it might be more for like preference. I mean, The Conjuring was really big.
Right.
Cabin in the Woods.
Certainly. But I mean, I guess you really have to wait till the full decade to really see what it's done. Because, I mean, I shouldn't even probably put 2010s in this list because I have zero fans. I really, honestly.
Let me ask you, Greg. Earlier you mentioned, or someone brought up a new horror franchise kind of a thing.
Yes.
Do you think that anyone has managed to create an iconic character since Ghostface in Scream?
Well, I mean, certainly Tobin Bell with the Saw. I don't say he's necessarily iconic, but definitely has a serial killer-esque
But people know who Jason is. Everyone knows
Sure.
who Michael is. Everyone knows, so on and so forth. Like Freddy, everyone knows. Is
Uh,
there an equivalent in the last 20 years
No.
outside of
yes,
Ghostface?
yes,
Who?
No.
I do.
No.
Now listen, I
He's wrong.
honestly believe.
I agree with you, Todd.
No, I honestly believe not necessarily a killer with a face mask kind of deal, but when you put in the whole Otis, Captain Spaulding, and Baby, that trio of what Rob Zombie done with the House of Thousand Corpse, Devil's Rejects, they are so iconic. That trio.
The public at large, though, you think
Oh
like
God,
kids
yeah.
know? You think kids go to
No.
Walmart
Well, I don't
and
think kids
buy
per
No.
se, but definitely
Dr.
the
Satan masks?
yeah,
No.
definitely the horror genre. It doesn't get much more iconic in our era than those three in the horror genre.
I think that's a bit different though, because like I could say to my mom like, "Oh, who's Freddy?" and she could be like, "Oh, knives for hands" or whatever,
Yeah.
or like, and I could say like, "Oh, who's Baby?" and she'd be like, "Oh, fuck no."
Chinese,
Yeah.
Japanese,
Right.
dirty knees. Look at these.
I just
Exactly.
think Sharknado.
Sharknado.
Shut
Li-
up.
Listen,
Shut
Shark.
up.
What? Do you not like Sharknado?
No. Are we being filmed?
Yes, we are.
Well, really,
No.
yeah.
I don't. No.
You're
Look,
not being.
I
filmed.
love Devil's Rejects.
Yes.
I think it's a great
Yeah.
movie.
Yes.
Yep.
I think it's Rob's best movie so far. I'm looking forward to 31, but I
Yeah.
think it's his best movie.
Oh, I definitely agree. I mean, even above House of Thousand Corpse, Devil's
do
Rejects
too.
took it to upper level. And
It's fantastic.
to answer your question, JB, that's the only three, and you're right. I mean, to the average, you would have to be a hardcore horror fan to know who they are. But in the horror community, everybody knows those three. From there,
Okay.
there really isn't anybody, I don't think.
I mean,
So,
Yeah.
well, fans, I think we're gradually closing now. I think we have answered every question. I think.
Nope.
What's that,
Jesse's
Jesse?
got something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jesse.
Okay, because I was gonna say about the 2010s
Yes.
is that I'm seeing like a huge turn onto the independent horror film. So like, I mean, we're not seeing a lot of like studio stuff coming out being people's favorites. For instance, I have written down Babadook, Shut Up, and then I have I have
poop.
Greg, the film that you showed me, The Canal, I thought was probably like one of my favorite films I've seen in a long time,
Oh,
and it's
so
like an
good.
independent film. Excision, which is like top
Yeah.
notch. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of really good independent stuff, and I really liked It Follows. So I'm thinking that a lot of it is coming out of independent. Studio horror films are not what they used to be.
Not the main.
No,
I
but
agree.
they've never been a thing though. They've it's
Eh.
always existed in these realms,
Yeah.
but and once in a
But
while
you're
it
seeing a lot of it
bubbles
now,
up.
but it's not what the average horror fan is going for. You know,
What-
sorry.
So what movie do you think has the potential to be influential, like very influential, when this decade's all said and done? You look back on it, and you say, "Hey, this one really sort of changed." Is there anything out there, maybe a new franchise, anything that's sort of like that you could look at now and say, "Yes, this is one that when all is said and done, this is one that really changed things."
I
don't
want to
think
say, and you guys are going to hate me, but I want to say Insidious.
I mean, it's one of them hit and miss with that one. I mean,
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but really, I mean, my God, other than just like you said, Conjuring, which I really, really, really enjoyed, but I mean, there's really nothing to me that's a standout right now. It looks like it's going to be a forerunner to just change
Yeah.
the world.
I loved Insidious.
Yeah,
I
me
loved
too.
I loved Conjuring. Conjuring
Yeah.
was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
It's a to me it's a symphony. But I don't think the thing for this decade has shown itself yet.
No.
Possibly not.
I think there's a beast out there ready to be made, but I just don't think it's been done yet for sure.
Do you think?
I
Do you
did-
think they're going to make more? I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked it up. Like something like the ABCs of Death. Are they going to do more of those type things? Or
They had a
don't
big
know.
problem with people downloading and shit. Like they're not making enough money. They don't know if they're going to make another one.
Yeah, pirates are the enemy. I mean,
Arr. Exactly. Arr.
I don't even want to get started on piracy because I think it's a bunch of shit that
Yeah.
people,
Yeah. Well, there you go, fans. I think this is our episode. We've been going over 3 hours, and this is going to take me a hell of a time to edit, but that's all right. 'cause
And we
I've enjoyed it.
originally were just going
Wait,
to go
you
like
got
an
to
hour and a
edit
half.
this?
Yeah, well,
Not the video. You're not going to edit the video,
I ain't editing video, fans. You're watching.
Don't edit my peeing out of it.
Oh, I'm not. That's the end, boy.
Well,
if anything, put that through the center to sort of boost the audio on that.
Yeah, well, if you edit the audio, then will it mess up the video recording of it?
No, because it's all going to be in one piece. So yeah, we're all good.
Two separate pieces.
We're two separate pieces.
Look, I took a leak. I urinated during your 100th episode.
My God.
Oh, no, shit like that, boy. We leave stuff like that in.
We do. This is an honor. It's an honor to have Todd Farmer urinate on my episode.
Like if you stood up right now and farted into the microphone or on your phone, then yeah, that would stay in too.
I'm pushing really hard right now.
No, it's going to turtle on you. Don't do that. Well, I got to say, fans, thank you so much for sticking with us for 100 episodes, man. What can I say? Thank you. All the guests that we've had through the whole 100 episodes, having Todd Farmer on here with us again, man. He's such a great dude.
Oh, stop saying my name. We got a whole bunch of people on here that are awesomer than me.
No, they're not, other than JB.
Wow.
Well,
thanks, dickhead.
I guess that Jason X commentary is out of the fucking question now. Jeez,
no, I'm telling you, we have got, honestly, fans, from the heart, I have got the best crew ever assembled in my eye, in my honor. I'm telling you, man, this is the crew. This is the crew, LOTC. And you listen, so I'm obviously telling the truth. I mean, thank you for sticking with us. For the next 100, next 200, next 300, man, we're just going to try to keep up in the ante. If you like the video, if you're watching it, if this physically has hit air on video and you like it, let us know. Facebook us, tweet us, email us, whatever. Say, hey, I love it. Or, hey, I don't love it, whatever. I'm cool either way. If you don't like me seeing me do this shit all the time and going.
Memories.
So, it is what it is. But, man, really, honestly, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I love that dude. Awesome, JB. But, man, thank you so much. So, let's pass it around the horn. Let me go over first to our special guest, Todd Farmer, man. Todd, dude, you're awesome, man. And Jason.
I'm not the special guest. What the fuck?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
You are.
We talked about you
before. I'm in my garage right now.
And you pissed on a tree.
Just take it.
Yeah, because I had to pee, and there was a bush right there, and it
Todd,
like it needed to be peed on.
The next time, we'll make sure Sean gets you the memo.
That's not going to happen.
Probably not.
I have no confidence in that.
I don't either, but Todd, thank you so much for being on, buddy, man. You know we love you, dude. We pick and cut up fans, but, man, Todd's a true trooper, man, a kick-ass dude. And keep putting them videos out, Todd. Seriously, you and your daughter, man, and doing shit like that. You're running. You're at buns of steel.
All right, I'm going to go get her drunk right now.
You're crazy.
Huzzah!
Thank you so much. Let's head over to you, JB. What you got, buddy?
Thank you.
Man of so many words.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, JB.
No, you guys are the best. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Facebook.
Justin,
Twitter.
we should hang out.
We should. When I'm out there, I'll hit you up, man. When I'm out, when I'm down south. I'm in Iowa right now.
What the fuck? I was born in Iowa. I don't tell anyone that because I was born
Were you really?
in Iowa.
Where?
I was Fort Madison. I was there for 2 weeks.
Wow.
I
was born in.
Yeah, my parents were in a helicopter, and and she went into labor apparently. So fuck, I'm stuck in Iowa now.
That's what I felt too until I turned 18. Then I ran like hell, man, and now here I am back here again.
Y'all are so crazy. Check these guys out. Let's head over to you, Jesse. What you got closing, dear?
Some pretty cool stuff to watch out for soon, I guess. But other than that,
I like your voice the best of all of us.
So sad.
I have to say I do too.
Other than that, you can go to ashesandrashes.com and read stuff I wrote a year ago, because I haven't updated it in a while. Or
the Twitter.
What?
Hell of a plug.
Yeah. Go read that shit I don't write anymore. And then we're working on our film set to go possibly July or August.
Nice.
Other than that, you can go Twitter. What am I now, Jessabeller?
Jessabeller.
I don't even know her on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like wobbling. So it's like,
no, not that one yet. Well,
Right.
thank you, Jessie, for being part of the crew, girl. Thank you.
I love it.
Of course you do.
It's been like the most fun I've had in a long time.
Oh, we love it too.
Being on this show.
Awesome. Doc,
I was gonna say, don't forget Doc.
Yeah,
'Cause
Doc.
You did.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm looking at him right now. I'm looking at the Cecil DeMille thing over there. What you got in closing, Doc?
Jaws. Oh no, wait. Yeah, no. No, it's great. This was an awesome episode, awesome discussion.
Yeah.
I mean, this is one. The 100th is going to be one that I think I'm going to go back to myself a lot, just to
Me
just
too.
to sort of catch everything. And I can't wait to see it on video.
Let's hope we're watching it on video.
Yeah, right. Check me out at dvdinfatuation.com. Still got the reviews going over there. On Twitter at dvdinfatuation, and I am on Facebook now.
Yes, you are.
So just go in and look up DVD Infatuation. I don't know the exact link right now, but I'm over there as well.
I'll put a link up on the site, fans, so definitely
Cool.
check that out. And Sean, what you got in closing, buddy?
Oh, this has been great, and I just so you know, I didn't prep for this at all. And Todd, I really do appreciate you spending this amount of time with us.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
ridiculous to ask somebody to come and hang out, but hey, you peed on a tree, so
That's right.
I think he's gonna pee again. If I hear a thump, I call bullshit.
Would you stop treating me like I'm special? I grew up in Kentucky.
You are
got
special,
that. You
Todd.
got that. But I mean, I'm always on Twitter at SuperDavis78, and a little bit on the Land of the Creeps Twitter at Land of the Creeps. Other than that, that's about it. And just so you know, the last 2 assignments that I had to do for class, I got a perfect on my paper.
Yes.
He graded
Nice.
it. He must be from Kentucky because I only gave him 19 pages and he said I had 20, so I'm good with that. And then on the final, it was a 6-page essay question, and I completely just didn't do the last one, and he only took 3 points off out of 200, so I got a 98 in the class. So I'm
Awesome.
happy, and I'm not stressed.
Congrats.
Dude,
But
I'm so glad we heard about that.
you should be.
That makes for riveting
I did
radio.
that all while watching Daredevil on Netflix.
Oh God, here we go. Greg,
I'm cutting it.
Bastard. But no, I really do. Everybody, it's been great. It's been 100 episodes. I mean, we've had some fun times. We've had some sad times. We lost, Bruno and back in the day to cancer. So, I mean, he was always fun to chat with, especially when we did the, was it Waxworks?
Oh my God. Yes.
Recorded a 2-hour episode 4 times. So, I mean, that's
wow.
there's a lot of memories, and we've had some sad times, and but
We're still plugging.
we've met new people along the way.
Oh
just
God, yes.
and this awesome writer, Todd Farmer. He's so awesome. I mean,
I would like to thank the four people who are listening. Thank you. We love you.
They haven't bought anything yet, Todd.
we don't have.
It's okay though, because you guys make horror stay in the genre.
There you go. We help keep horror alive.
We try anyway.
That is my
Yeah.
moniker. I've said this since day one, from Creeps Your Feature all the way through. Help keep horror alive. We do that one movie review at a time, one movie at a time. Thank you. Hit us up. Gregor Mortis, Jesse Robbins, Sean Davis, Justin Beam, Dr. Shock, and Todd Farmer. We are signing out till 1:01.
Wait, you forgot the pretty one.
No, I said Jesse. That's the second one.
Okay.
Shocker.
Okay. Hey, we're signing out till 1:01. You guys, peace out until next time.
Shocker.
Oh, here it is. Sakak.
Wow.
Like no other one. Pulled in the driveway and began to park. Knocked her no eyes glowing in the dark.